45 verse 2. I will go before thee and make the crooked places straight. I will break in pieces the gates of brass and cut in sunder the bars of iron. And I will give thee the treasures of darkness and hidden riches of secret places, that thou mayest know that I am the Lord, which call thee by thy name, am the God of Israel. Right? And the God of Israel, right? We better turn to the east, brother.
Oh,
that's right. Call Allah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Yahweh Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for pushing 100% truth and rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that have been scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom.
Shalom.
My name is Mataza Lacham. This is Brother Yukal.
Shalom.
In the Lashwan Kodash ancient language. And Yukal means to endure. Okay. And Mataza Lacham means unleavened bread or pillar of bread. Okay. In the Lashwan Kodash pure language, as it is written in Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 9. Okay. Where the Most High will return unto us a pure language. So these are names that were taken away or taken out of the pure language, okay, in which we dubbed ourselves, as it's written in Isaiah chapter 44, verse 1. Yep, right there. Yep, Isaiah 44 and 1.
Okay, it says, Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen. Thus saith the Lord, that made thee and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, and thou Jeshurun, whom I have chosen. For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty, and floods upon the dry ground. I will pour my spirit upon thy seed, and my blessing upon thine offspring. And they shall spring up as among the grass, as willows by the water courses. One shall say, I am the Lord's, and another shall call himself by the name of Jacob, and another shall subscribe with his hand unto the Lord, and surname himself by the name of Israel.
And that's what we did. We looked in the Lashawan Kodash language, and we picked out names for ourselves, okay? Because we believe in this truth, and we believe on the true name of the Most High and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Right? That's what we believe. Ain't nothing gonna change about that. You see what I'm saying? Not a thing. Okay? This is the true name of the Lord and His only begotten Son. Right? Yahweh. Yah-ha-wah-ha. Yahweh. Which means the real name of the Father, which means He is, He will be, or He exists. And the true name of the Son of the Most High, okay, which you probably can't see it up here, but I will try to see if I can adjust it down this way a little bit, so this way you can see it. Sign here. Okay. Yah-ha-wah-ha, which means He is or He exists. And you have Yah-ha-wah-shai, Yahweh Shai, which means He delivers or He is salvation. These are the true Hebrew names. Remember, the person you ignorantly call Jesus Christ is a Hebrew Israelite from the tribe of Judah. He is not a Christian. You need to understand that, okay? That's what we've been trying to get people to understand for years, but I mean, your goddamn brain shuts off. It's like, you know, you don't get it.
I mean, it's obvious that he's not a Christian.
No,
right? Because you have to, he's not following himself, you know, because that's what the word Christian goes back to, followers of the anointed one.
Right.
He is the anointed one, so, you know.
Right, see, so he's not a Christian, okay? Christ, okay, simply means anointed or the Messiah. In Greek, remember, the person you ignorantly call Jesus Christ, okay, is a Hebrew Israelite from Judah. He is not from Greece. Okay, he's not. He's not a Greek. Okay, he's not a Roman. He's an Israelite from the bloodline of King Solomon, King David. Okay, people in Christian church, they hate King David because King David subjected all nations into indentured servitude and enslavement under the Israelites, under the Most High God in heaven, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, because whithersoever King David went, the Most High was with him. Okay, it tells you in spiritual power that they be making these superhero movies about that King David possessed and his mighty men. Okay, in the book of Psalms chapter 18, it tells you, gives you a biblical description of the type of power that King David had. Okay, he had invulnerability. He could break a bow of steel with his arm. I can't, if a motherfucker came up and hit me with a sword, a 3-foot sword, my whole arm gonna come off. But it hit King David's arm and it broke in half. Okay? So the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah made King David invincible, invulnerable. You need to Google the definitions of those words. Okay? This is what he did for King David.
King David,
Go ahead.
my bad, but King David, remember, he was just a mortal man, but the Lord blessed him, all right, with godlike abilities, okay? Same with, other Israelite men, okay? And in my last lesson, I was talking about the Nephilim, the giants that the Bible talks about. That's talking about us Israelites, all right? For instance, the brother just brought out King David, he was able to break a board of steel, right, with his arm. That's a giant godlike ability, man. That's a god, like
Right.
the scriptures say, we are all gods and all of you children of the Most High, but we're gonna fall like the princes and the kings, and that's what King David did. That's what we're doing to this day. We all die, we all get sick, all right. I just wanted to make that point, man, because these people, all right, who love to go into the book of Enoch, and go to these other books and talk about these race of 100-foot tall giants. That's not what the Bible's talking about, man. Those giants, it's talking about us Israelites. We do giant things. Look at the World Cup. Who was dominating soccer? All right, you got these European soccer teams, and who was whooping ass on those teams? It was the blacks. All right, Southern Kingdom. All right, scattered amongst the European nations, amongst the heathen nations. All right. England, they had that light skin Jake. He went like this. Even Norway, they got that guy named Holland. Okay, that's an Israelite, man. That's a black man in a white man's body, man. Okay, whooping ass in soccer. And then Issachar, how do you say it? Mexico. All right, they had to put Judah on the team. All right, they put Judah on the team, and they was whooping ass, man, until they took him out of the game, and then they lost to England.
Right. You see what I'm saying? So, you see what I'm saying? When the tribe of Israel, which is a representative of the tribe of Israel, is the brother you call, and I'm the tribe of Judah, is me, a Negro. Okay, when we come together and we for one common cause, nothing can stop us at all. It ain't gonna happen. And these goddamn Edomites are afraid of that. They're afraid of black revenge. They're afraid of Latino revenge. That's what the fuck they're afraid of, man. They hate the fact that we come together here in these last days when their kingdom is falling the fuck apart. We probably got better jobs than most of these Edomites because they got laid off. We didn't. Okay? You think the Most High is not making a division or separation between us? Come on, man. This is obvious and plain to see. But these Edomite devils, they go into cognitive dissonance and denialism about it. No, that's not, because they don't have a God. They don't believe in the Most High God. When they were born with a calcified pineal gland. The pineal gland allows a person to have faith and to believe in something outside of himself. These devils were calcified when they came out of their mama's pussy hole. So they don't believe in anything but themselves. Okay? They believe in the ability of their hand to rape, murder, and pillage and put themselves in rulership over a different nationality of people and steal their natural resources. This makes a white man feel like they're a god on earth. You see what I'm saying? This is the wickedness of these devils. Go ahead, brother.
That's why the Lord, all right, through Isaac, all right, didn't want Esau to obtain the blessing, man. The Lord had that whole thing between Jacob and Esau happen where it looked like Jacob stole the birthright, but it wasn't meant for Esau to get the birthright because he's not worthy, man. He wasn't worthy from the beginning. All right, he's like, what is this birthright gonna do for me? I'm hungry. I want to eat now.
Right.
But you ain't worthy. If you got a mindset like that, if you can't see,
It doesn't have any mental or spiritual discipline.
Yeah.
He didn't think about the latter end of his actions until it was too late. Okay? By that time, he was dubbed a fucking idiot.
And then even then, Isaac blessed Esau, the fatness of the earth, ruling the whole earth by the sword. You know, and look what he's done. You know, this, you know, the world and the state of the world that it is right now proves to you that Esau, you know, isn't fit to have the blessing, isn't fit to rule. You know, it wasn't meant for him to get the blessing, because look what he's done with the blessing. You know, having the rulership of the whole world, the fatness of the earth, that's a blessing in itself. You know, all right, he literally has, this is his own kingdom, and he's polluted the whole earth. You know, and he's about to destroy everything, even his damn self. All right, if the Lord doesn't return speedily. All right.
Right. Because he's sure going to destroy us and everything else about it. Because he's a spoiled child. Okay, if I can't have it, you can't either, nigger. Right? This is the mindset of these Edomite Caucasian devils. Okay? And they want to get revenge against us for what? We didn't steal your birthright. It was already decided in the spirit who was going to get the birthright and who wasn't. Yeah. Okay, so they froze that one. Wow, that's crazy. They froze. Okay, well, I'll just do it this way. Salakia. But yeah, the Most High, okay, I'm trying to get to it, to the New Testament, trying to get to the book of Romans, chapter 9.
Some mango tea.
Okay, verse 10, right? Okay. Romans chapter 9, verse 10. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, according to election, might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. You see? So it was already decided before Esau or Jacob were ever born into the earth who was going to get the blessing and who was going to be the servant. The elder shall serve the younger. Esau came out red all over like an hairy garment. Thus his name was called Esau. That's the reason why he has translucent skin. You can see it in their women. You can see it in their children. You can see it in their faces. It's translucent. You can see all of their blood underneath their skin. You can't see that with Jake or Israel. You can't see that shit. But with them, you can see it all day long. You can't even see that shit with Moab. You see?
Yeah.
So the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai has cursed these people and let everybody know by the curse that he cursed them with, which is the curse of Cain. The curse of Cain is having no melanin, being a clean leper, right? Having leprous skin. The leprous skin is having no melanin. It's translucent skin, where you can see their blood through their skin, where you can also see the leprosy of the hair follicles, where they have the hair follicles in the hair of an animal.
Turned blonde. Hey, look
Okay.
at Boomer Esiason from the 80s. All right, his hair was so blonde it was almost white, you know?
Right. Blonde hair is leprosy of the hair follicle. If anyone has the congregation of the people, it says that in the book of Leviticus, right? That's in the Torah, right? That's in the Tanakh, right? You see what I'm saying? So these people are unclean. They're spiritually and physically, morally, psychologically, socially unclean to be around. Job himself said that he would not have disdained to let these people sit with the dogs of his flock. And the reason why he said it that way is because they would have sex with his animals. The book of Leviticus chapter 20 verse 19 said, if a man, verse 13 states that if a man lies down with a man as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination, they should surely be put to death. Their blood be upon them. So even morality is illegal by the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God in heaven. You mean to tell me a person that wickedly and exhorts his own people by television commercials, putting it in movies and television shows to continue to do wickedness in the sight of the Most High God, you actually want this man to continue to rule over you? You're fucking insane. That's the reason why the Most High woke us up here in these last days okay, in order for us to get ready to have permanent rulership on the earth and throughout the entire universe. Okay, what was it, back in 2022, 2023, they looked in Satan's eye, which is a telescope that they could look into the farthest reaches of space, and they saw hundreds of thousands of galaxies. Who do you think's going to inherit and inhabit all these galaxies? Huh? Hell, we're in the Milky Way galaxy. That's just one galaxy. This is going to be the center of the entire universe from now on. Okay? And all of the different galaxies, okay, in which our people are going to spread out into the furthest reaches of the universe for eternity. Because the children of Israel shall number as the sands of the sea. If you go to a seashore, you pick up a handful of sand. How many sand granules did you pick up? Each sand granule is a living soul. So how many people did you pick up? How many people are you stepping on?
You can't even count, even within your hands. So how much more so the whole earth,
Right. It was a sin for King David to try to number his people under a census. And the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai punished King David and gave him an opportunity. I will not punish you, but I will punish your people. Okay, this is what y'all want you to do. Okay, do you want them to die of famine, or do you want them to die of disease? And then I'm gonna leave it up to you to count how many people are gonna fall in. Okay, because of you trying to belittle the power of the Lord by numbering His people. And after the Lord had said that the children of Israel should number as the sands of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. So King David had to, and the people of Israel at that time, under King David's rulership, had to suffer a great loss of thousands of people. Okay, as punishment for King David's trying to censor the people. You see, this is how serious the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is about how much He cares and loves His people. Okay, so like I said before in the Holy Scriptures, for the children not yet being born, having neither done any good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High according to election might stand, not of works, but of Him that calleth. So it doesn't have anything to do with, how you feel or your emotional standpoint and shit. Has nothing to do with it. Okay? What it has to do with is what the Most High wants. It was His choice. It was according to His foreknowledge. Okay? Doesn't have anything to do with it. Right? All right, now let's go back over here to Isaiah. Get to the message. It's like Old Testament. Isaiah. Where you at? Isaiah chapter 13. Verse 4. Today's lesson was about America is going to burn up due to biblical prophecy. Right? These whites are ashamed of their forefathers and what their forefathers had done. They're ashamed of themselves. Okay? Brother, open up your Bible to Jeremiah chapter 16, verses 18 and 19. Isaiah 13 and 4. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. Okay, and that's what the Most High is doing right now, currently in the so-called Middle East, which is called actually Western Asia. Okay, the western part of Europe. Okay, go ahead and read, brother. These Edomite devils are ashamed of their forefathers and what they had done.
Start at
18.
Okay. Jeremiah 16 and 18. And first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double, because they have defiled my land. They have filled mine inheritance with the carcasses of their detestable and abominable things. O Lord, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit.
Right, see? So there's no profit in having rulership in a world that's going to be given into the hand of their enemies just anyway. All these devils, they don't know what the fuck to do. If the brother goes to Jeremiah chapter 49 verse 7, they have lost all of their wisdom, all of their know-how to do anything. And all these Edomites know how to do by biblical description and by birthright is to steal, kill, and destroy. That's all they know how to do, and they can't even do that right. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 49:7, concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? All right, the wisest tribe of Esau. All right, is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him. If grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, they will destroy till they have enough. But I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself.
Right?
His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not.
Exactly. The Most High has went so far as to expose these goddamn devils on so many different levels that they can't recover. All they can do is push, like I told you in the beginning of the video, is push national emergency and push martial law. Donald Trump is afraid that he's going to lose his power, and if he loses power as president, he's going to be charged with crimes against humanity. Okay? He's going to be charged with war crimes. He's going to be charged, okay, with the unaliving and the grape of little children under the Epstein files. He's got to give account for that shit. Then he's got to give account for all of these taxes, tax evasion.
All his legal bag.
Okay?
All of it.
You see? You see what I'm saying? So the only way that he could do anything about it, okay, is to push this war. Iran never started the fight. They went over there starting to fight with Iran and been getting their asses kicked every week since February of this year in 2026. They've been getting their asses kicked for over 8 months. Every single day, Iran has went so far as to blow up all of their military bases. Okay? Right. Iran and Iraq are right next door to each other. Okay? No matter what direction that Esau tries to get into Iran, he's being cut off. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, just shove it in the hole, dude. It'll go off. It should turn on. Did the light turn on the? Is it blue?
Yeah, it's blue.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, then you charged. Okay. But like I said before, man, and that's the wickedness of these devils, man. They don't want you to know that the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua is for his people. And he's coming back in these last days to save his people out of the hand of the wicked. Job chapter 9 verse 24 states that the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. And the wicked, okay, are the Edomites. Right? They covered the faces of the judges thereof. I just showed you a poster of these devils whitewashing history.
Scriptures say Esau, Edom, or the Idumeans. All right, it's the border of wickedness. All right, that's where it is. All right, if you want to know who the wicked is, it's Edom, Idumea, Esau. Okay, and knowing that, all right, you got to find out who Esau is. What kind of people? Who is Esau? And we're telling you who Esau is, the so-called white man, because he fits the description of Esau. All right, what other people on earth fits the description of Esau that the Bible, Esau of the Bible? All right, the wicked of the Bible. It's the white man. Okay.
Right, and then when we try to tell you, I mean, shit. I mean, secular history ought to be able to tell you what they did to the children of Israel.
Those East Indians, all right, they ain't doing nothing. All they doing is throwing trash in their rivers, you know.
Right, and they're throwing their idols and their gods into the rivers.
Yeah, that too. You know, the Asians, they ain't doing nothing. They just trying to, they just being Asians. You know, the Mongolians, Russians. Russians is, the Africans, they just trying to build mud houses. They just chilling, man. All right, us Latinos and blacks, we just chilling. All right, we ain't the wicked that the Bible speaks of.
Right, these devils cannot sleep unless they cause something to fall. Get Proverbs chapter 4, verses 15 and 16.
Okay.
Or 15 through 17. It's like 3 verses.
Proverbs.
4.
And 15.
Yeah.
Proverbs 4 and 15. It says, avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it, and pass away, for they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence, but the path of the just is as the shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day.
Right. Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Who gave the earth into the hands of the wicked? Go to Daniel chapter 4, verse 17. Right? And we're going to find out who gave the earth into the hands of these wicked Edomite Caucasian devils.
Daniel 4 and 17. This matter is the decree of the watchers and the demand of the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men.
Exactly. See? So the Most High set up base men, base people, cave dwellers. He put cave dwellers, Cro-Magnon, slave, cave people. He put cavemen, Captain Caveman. He put these Edomite cave dwellers in charge of everybody on the face of the fucking planet. And what has he done since he took power? During the Renaissance period, the rebirth of the Roman Empire, the empire of the Edomites, he went throughout all the earth raping, murdering, pillaging, and stealing natural resources of other indigenous populations of people. That's what made America great. Okay? They subjugated the indigenous that were already here into indentured servitude, enslavement, to where the suicide became an option for those people who are Israelites. And then, plus in addition to that, they were genociding the people from one nation, from sea to shining sea. So what did they do? They decided to come to the west coast of Africa. Okay, at that time, we were living in the land of Judah, the kingdom of Judah at that time. Okay, and all of the heathen nations around us, who were the Hamites, started to capture us and sell us into the hand of the Grecians. And the biblical scriptures and the Grecians are in reference to the Edomites of Greece. Right? Now, we all know that the Grecians, or the people of Greece, were Edomite Caucasians. The original Grecians, okay, were from the tribe of Japheth. Okay, and the tribe of Japheth were dark-skinned people. Okay, remember, Japheth, Shem, and Ham, which were the three brothers, the sons of Noah, were all dark-skinned race of individuals. Okay, that's what you don't understand. They're trying to say Japheth was white. You're a goddamn lie. Okay, you want to see a real Japhethite? You got Aborigine Indians in Australia.
Papua New Guinea.
Okay, yeah, like the brother said, in Papua New Guinea. Okay, in Hawaii.
If you want to go see the pretty ones, go to the Samoan Islands in Hawaii. Okay,
right.
Those are the pretty ones.
Those are the pretty of the tribe of Japheth. Those that had been raped by Esau Edom when Esau Edom came out of the land of Cyprus and took over. Okay, where they had the brothers Romulus and Remus. That's where the city of Rome came from, by projecting and the Japhethites and the other individuals that they had raped, murdered, and slew, and forced them to build up Rome. Okay, they also had Israelites that had been scattered living among them to do the same goddamn thing. These devils have had 3 opportunities to rule the world. They had Greece, they had Rome, and they had America. And all 3 times they fucked it up. Okay, every time, and all for the same reason: greed. The love of money is the root of all evil, not the money itself, because money itself is a defense against paying bills, against bill collectors, and against debt. Okay, but it's the love of putting your hands on that money by any means necessary. Like it says in the book Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 15, verse 9. No, is it verse? I think it's verse 12. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 15 verse 12, where it says these devils have, yeah, just open it up, man.
Yeah.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 15, I think it's verse 12.
What's the precept?
Okay, that they must be getting anyway, but they counted our life here pastime. Yeah, it was verse 12. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 15 verse 12. Go for it, brother.
It says, but they counted our life a pastime, and our time here a market for gain. For say we must be getting every way. It's like we must be getting every way, though it be by evil means.
Okay, let me show you a pastime for these devils.
Yeah, there used to be a pastime, man.
Yeah.
We were just talking to Southern Kingdom couple about this, man. You know, he said.
Okay, this is a national pastime. Okay, this was a national pastime in the 1920s, the early 1900s, 1930s, 1940s. This was a pastime. They counted our life here as pastime, to have something to do on Sunday. They would go into the black neighborhood and string up a black person or a black woman or a black baby from a fucking tree, set it on fire, and then break all pieces of it, eat it after. They would actually have a barbecue, and that's where barbecue came from, is because they used to cook and eat us.
Yeah.
That's what picnic, the ideology of picnic came from, was go pick a nigger from the county jail and let's string him up today. It's Sunday. Right?
Yeah.
That's the reason why I had the brother read Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 19. Okay. This is the national pastime of America for almost 500 fucking years, and they're still stringing our people up from a goddamn tree. It's 2026. We should be living like the Jetsons. Cars and trucks ought to be flying around. They're still finding us hanging behind somebody's house, or behind a church, or behind the police department, or the fire department, hanging from a goddamn tree, man. And these people are dubbing it suicide. How the fuck does that work? That's like calling a Jew, saying a Jew commits suicide by walking into a goddamn gas chamber. Okay, does that make any sense to you?
Watch them clip that, you know. Watch you Edomites, you know, clip what the brother said, you know, and be like, see, they preach hate. You know, they're anti-Sem, they're anti-Sem, you know.
The word anti-Semitic is bullshit.
All right, oh yeah, we got another song for that, okay? And this is just tea, Akim, okay? All right, the scriptures say to not drink.
The word anti-Semitic is bullshit. Read the sign to me, man.
Okay. This is by the woman named Shalomit Aloni, all right, from Israel, an Israel cabinet member, all right, winner of the 2000 Israel Prize, all right. What she quoted is anti-Semitic, all right. It's a trick. We always use it. Who's we always use it? These fake Jews, fake JEWs, okay? They call themselves Jews but are not, but are of the synagogue of Satan, all right? It says, it's a trick. We always use it to stifle legitimate criticism of JEWs and Zionist Israel, okay?
Okay, that's legitimate. That's legitimate criticism.
To stifle it, all right, halt it, all right, and that's what these people try to do, all right. They try to halt and stifle legitimate criticism, all right, which means, you know, truth, okay. That's what just replace legitimate criticism with truth, all right, because that's what that means. They try to stifle the truth that we bring out about these wicked people, all right, by saying, oh, you're anti-Sem, all right, and when really you're anti-Sem, all right, because you're against us, you know. Because you don't even know what the word Sem, all right, Semite means, man. It actually goes to the word Shem, Shemite, which goes to the lineage of Shem, all right, which makes me, the brother, you Asians, Arabs, all right, Shem. So you're anti a lot of people if you say that, man. All right, and we're not saying we're anti-Shem. All right, we're anti-wicked. We're anti-wicked of the Bible. Okay.
Right. We try to do the right thing, okay, by the biblical scriptures. Don't get me wrong. We don't get it right all the time. I just made a video last night going into the book of Romans chapter 7, okay, concerning the vanity of our own flesh, okay, and the wickedness that we have to deal with being in the flesh, okay, trying to follow after the principles of the Most High God, following his statutes and his commandments that he commanded us. He only gave the law, statutes, and commandments to the Israelites. He didn't give it to everybody on the planet. That's the reason why everybody on the planet says the law is done away with. The only people that said that the law is still valid are the Israelites. The Israeli, they have an entirely different law altogether. They don't care, okay, about the Most High God. They don't care about the Son of the Most High God. They say that the Most High God doesn't have a son. But they're afraid now to speak the true Hebrew name of the Most High, Yahweh, and his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. They are afraid because the name of the Lord is dreadful among the heathen, and these motherfuckers know it. If they spoke the name, that's going to bring destruction to their country. If one person does it, because just like in the battle of Ai, when Joshua destroyed the men of Ai, okay, our people started getting their asses kicked because one greedy man took a golden statue of an idol and buried in the middle of his house, in the middle of the congregation of the Israelites. Okay, and our people are starting to be destroyed fighting against these bastards in Ai. I think that was who we were fighting against. I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were whooping the shit out of all the different nations: the Jebusites, the Perizzites, the Amorites, the Hittites, the Hivites, the Gileadites, the Midianites, any other fucking ite. We was kicking their ass. Amalekites, okay, Edomites. We was whooping their ass. But every time that we started losing a battle against these devils, it was because one or two of our people were doing evil and wickedness, worshiping false gods and idols amongst our people, and the Most High God saw it. Because as long as we were doing and fearing the Most High God and keeping his commandments, the Most High was with us. These motherfuckers can't win. Get Judith chapter 5, verse 17. That's what these devils are afraid of, man. They're afraid of the truth of the Holy Scriptures. They're afraid of the fact that, are the Negroes and the Latinos, are they really the Israelites of the Bible? Oh shit! These Edomites are having nightmares. They're having excruciatingly painful headaches when they think about this thing. Okay? They'll tell you on a TikTok video, on YouTube videos, that yeah, it's in the Apocrypha, the book of Judith, chapter 5, verse 17. You know, these devils, they're afraid. They are scared. They're afraid of black revenge because the vast majority of the atrocities and the genocidal maniacalism that was done until a people under the sun was nothing greater was done unto any people but unto the children of Israel. I'll go get that in the book of Daniel. It's like you.
Shalom, Mark.
Okay.
Shalom.
Let me get Micah chapter 2, verse 1, verse 2. And they covet fields and take them by violence. Right? That's what Esau Edom is in the process of doing right now over there in Iran. What the fuck you think those Israeli settlers are doing over there in southern Lebanon? This is what they're doing. And they covet fields and take them by violence. That's what they're doing. That's all these devils do, man. All the state of Israel is simply another colony of these Edomite devils. The shit that they're doing over there in Israel is nothing compared to what they did to us over here in America. Okay? It's a joke of what they're doing to the people, the Palestinians in Gaza. The Most High said that the Palestinians in Gaza were going to be punished like that. In the book of Amos, chapter 1, verses 9 and verses 7 through 9. They were going to be punished because of what they did to the children of Israel. Okay? So that's their punishment. That's righteous punishment by the Most High. That's righteous judgment. What's that going on to the people in Palestine? Okay? The Most High is allowing these Edomite devils to have power to do that. Okay? The Lebanese and the southern Lebanon, Turkey, Tarshish. Okay, in the biblical scriptures is what Turkey would be called, Tarshish. Right? Okay. Those individuals and southern Lebanon are being punished. All of these different places that are being destroyed and punished by these Israelis is punishment from the Most High God in heaven, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? And these devils are afraid. Like I said, like Isaac Newton said, he said that a body of men shall be raised up in the latter days that shall insist upon literal, prophetic, biblical scripture amidst much clamor and opposition. And that's exactly what's going on mainstream media all the time. You have people coming up to our campus talking shit, being disrespectful. The brother Kawaria up in Chicago, okay, that's a member of GMS Chicago up there, and Elder Malcolm and them got into a fist fight with a couple of Edomites. Okay, because they was calling him out his name. They kept and then took their shirt off like they was gonna box against the brothers. Took their shirt off. I'm like, wow, shit, it's time for self-defense. Turn the camera off. The brother said, turn the camera off, man. I don't want nobody to see me. Man, he said he whooped them motherfuckers, man, to where they ran down the street. Them and about 4 or 5 other white folks came around to watch the fight. 2 black men against 5 white boys, and all the white boys got their asses whooped. Get that shit. 2 against 5, 5 against 2. Where do you find that out? In the book of Luke, right? Right? The Most High said he would bring division, right? Okay? And there was a fist fight going on, man, but the camera was off. I had just, I went to their channel and the live had just ended, but I went back and checked. Hell, the live only jumped off for like, what, 45 minutes? Hell, they usually out there for 2 hours, hour and a half on a regular average. But the Edomites went over there talking shit, calling them out of their word, calling them the N-word, talking about you ends ain't never did this, blah, 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 blah. The brother was trying to be nice and peaceable, trying to be personable, right? Trying to agree with them to get them to go away, and they wouldn't do it. And then had nerve enough to pull their shirt off like they was gonna box. Shit, what would you do in a situation like that? You gonna box too. You see what I'm saying? Right?
Because we don't go to you. See, we got a whole bunch of Edomites walking by. All right, we don't go to them. All right, and get in their face. All right, they come to us.
Right,
you know?
They come to us, getting up all in our face, talking shit to us, asking us all kinds of questions. What are you asking us questions for? You got a Bible? Why don't you read it for yourself?
You know why they always come up to ask us questions? Because we got the truth, man. All right, we don't ever go asking other people's questions to other people, man.
Right. They come up questioning us, not the other way around. Right? Okay. What's this? Micah chapter 2 verse 2, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away, so they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
Who does that sound like, man? All right, throughout history, even to this day, who does that sound like?
For the last 500 years, who does it sound like? Who does it sound like over there in the state of Israel and what they're doing to the people that surround them?
Gaza, you know, the Philistines, all right? Okay.
You see, they covet their fields and take them by violence, like I said earlier in the video. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil. So there's no way these devils are going to get out of this thing. The evil time is about to come upon these Edomite devils. Right? Did you read Judith yet?
Judith 5
and 17.
Okay, go on. Judith 5 and 17. It says, and whilst they sinned not before their God, they prospered, because the God that hateth iniquity was with them. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore, and were led into the land that was not theirs, and the temple of their God was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemies. But now are they turned to their God and are come up from the places where they were scattered and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate. Keep going.
Right. Keep going.
Verse 20, now therefore, my Lord and governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them, and their God be for them, and we become a reproach before all the world.
Okay. Says the same thing in Numbers chapter 24.
And the scriptures say, if the Lord be with us, who could be against us,
Right. Numbers chapter 24, verse 14. And now behold, I go unto my people. Come therefore, and I will advise thee what this people shall do to thy people in the latter days. And he took up this parable and said, Balaam, the son of Beor, hath said, and the man whose eyes are open hath said, he hath said, which heard the words of Yahweh and knew the knowledge of the Most High, which saw the vision of the Almighty, falling into a trance, but having his eyes open. Verse 17, I shall see him, but not now. Who did Balaam, the son of Beor, who did he see? He saw Yahweh HaMashiach in the future, okay, dressed in his heavenly garment, okay, as high priest, where it says in Revelation chapter 1, verse 13. That's what Balaam, the son of Beor, has saw, when his eyes were opened in the vision of the Almighty, right? I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not high, but not nigh. Salakia. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel. This star and this scepter is Yahweh HaMashiach, whom the world ignorantly calls cheese and rice, right? And shall smite the corners of Moab and destroy all the children of Sheth, which would be during the time, okay, where Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai in the book of Isaiah chapter 47, verse 3, okay, I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man, right? Verse 18, and Edom shall be a possession. So Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is going to become a possession. How do you possess someone? You possess them as a slave, like they possessed us. Remember, like it says in the book of Wisdom of Solomon 15, verse 12, they considered our life here a pastime. And I showed you a picture of what they used to do to us on pastime after church. Worshiping Baal Peor, aka modern day cheese and rice, right? What they do after that, they find a Negro that was caught after 5 o'clock in the evening hours in them sundown towns and string them up from a fucking tree and have a picnic and have their kids dancing around the tree while man is hanging from the fucking tree limb. This is the wickedness of these devils, man. And this is what they wanted to continue to go back to. You know, Edomite Caucasian chick gonna roll up their window because they don't want to hear the truth. You know, they want to hear a goddamn lie. They want to take pictures of us. Check it out, man. These Edomites, they want to take pictures of us. See? Look, you see that? They from Minnesota. They shook. They taking pictures of the signs out here. See?
What they do? They got their door open?
Got their door open, all kinds of shit. Was they finna jump out and shoot us to death? Don't know.
For real, you know?
You see? This is the wickedness of these goddamn animals, man. They don't change. They can't change. The Most High made them to be the wicked. He created them to do nothing but wickedness on the face of the earth, man. They don't know how to do nothing else. Look. Okay, where was I at? 18. And Edom shall be a possession. Numbers chapter 24, verse 18. And Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies. And Israel shall do valiantly. Go to Ezekiel chapter 25, verse 12 through 14. This is how Israel is going to do valiantly against these goddamn Edomite Caucasian devils.
Ezekiel 25.
Yeah, Ezekiel chapter 25. Yep, Ezekiel chapter 25, verse 12. Start there.
This is, thus saith the Lord God, because that Edom hath dwelt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and hath greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, I will also stretch out mine hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will take it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword.
Now, from T-Man are individuals such as Alex Karp, Sam Altman, Peter Thiel, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, what's that motherfucker that owned Amazon? You remember him? Y'all know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeffrey Bezos.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos. All of these devils are the captains of industry. They're the captains of technocracy.
Elon Musk.
Right, Elon Musk, yep. I was going to say him next.
These smart, technocratic white people, most of them are of the tribe of Teman, all right, which is of Esau, okay?
Right, they're the most intelligent of T-men, right? You know, they would normally come out of Poland and Germany,
Yeah.
okay? You know, they pride themselves on mathematics, right? Like it says in Isaiah chapter 54, verse, 16? The Most High hath made the waster to destroy. You know, he brought, let me get it.
The Oppenheimers, the Abraham, Esau, are the creators of the atom and hydrogen bomb, these weapons of mass destruction. Those are Temanites, all right, which are Esau, all right, Edomites, okay. The scriptures say the wicked are wiser than Daniel, all right. They're smart motherfuckers, even though they're dumb, but they're smart, you know.
Right. Isaiah 54:16, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. I have created the waster to destroy. Right? Now, the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire are these individuals from T-Man. Continue reading, brother. Ezekiel 25 and 14.
Verse 14, it says, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, said the Lord God Yahweh.
Right, see? So how else are they going to know the vengeance of the children of Israel other than we make Edom a possession? Right? Let's read it again. And Edom, Numbers chapter 24, verse 18, and Edom shall be a possession, Seir shall also be a possession for his enemies. Who are the enemies of Esau, Edom? All of the heathen nations, especially Israel. Okay?
But we're not heathens, you know.
Right. We're not the heathens. Okay, now we have the children of Israel that are scattered that live among the heathen. These are the elect, those that go back to the seed line of their fathers. The women don't carry the seed. These bitches still going around on TikTok making TikTok videos about how important the woman is, and she carrying the seed. Bitch, I ain't never seen a woman with a penis and balls except it was a dude in drag. Yeah. Okay? So whenever the fuck you get done about you carrying some seed, bitch, the Most High Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, okay, gives you, makes your ass conceive seed. He makes you to become pregnant. Okay? That's what your womb is for. That's all you're for. You are a vessel to carry the seed of the children of Israel. Okay? For a small period of time of 9 to 10 months in constant great heat and blood and water. Okay? As King Solomon had described it in the book of the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7.
That's why the scriptures say women, the woman is saved by childbearing, man. All right? You know, the woman, all right, she's blessed by whoever she has children with, man. All right, she has children with the rich man. All right, she's saved. She's her reproach is taken away from her. You know, if she has children with how do you say, a deadbeat, you know, hey,
she's not going to be saved, because she's going to be dealing with hell, you know. The father ain't going to be around. She has to deal with this child.
Having all these different babies, daddies.
But if a woman has a child with an Israelite, one of the elect, all right, in the kingdom, all right, she's going to be all right, more than all right, man, But go ahead. But the brother was talking about, the enemies of Esau. He said, the heathen nations and, Israel. I was going to bring out that precept, the three parts of men: Esau, the heathen nations, and Israel. Okay.
Right. The third part of men, that is going to be destroyed is Esau, Edom. The first part of men are the Israelites. Okay, the sons of God. The second part of men are the heathen nations. Okay, in which the children of Israel reside in. Okay, the third part of men are the Edomites. Okay. Numbers 24 and 18, and Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies, and Israel shall do valiantly. And the brother went into Ezekiel chapter 24 or 25, verses 12 through 14, of how we're going to do valiantly. Right? Verse 19, out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. Okay? The city is Babylon the Great. From sea to shining sea is nothing but a giant city. Those that remain here in this great city, great Babylon, the great city, like it says in Revelation chapter 18, okay, will be the Edomites for the vast majority. Okay, and the 10th part of the city shall fall. Remember that. Right? And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end that shall be that he perish forever. Okay, let's read it again. Numbers chapter 24, verse 20. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. Now, since we've all identified who all the different characters of the biblical scriptures are, okay, the Bible takes on a whole new meaning as to who is who. This is what scares these Edomites, especially that trollop, Miriam Adelson, that purchased Donald Trump, like she would purchase a strumpet on the street for $25 and a BJ. Okay, so Miriam Adelson purchased this orange-colored bastard. Okay, to run America into the ground, deliberately and on purpose. She's worried that the only threat to Israel are the young black Americans in America. Why is that? What happened to the Latinos? What happened to the Native American Indians? Are they not a threat? Only the blacks are the threat, because they know that Yahweh Shah, Hamashiach, comes from the tribe of Judah, and Judah consists of Negroes.
What about the people over there in Israel right now? Around that country in the Middle East, the Arabs shouldn't they be a bigger threat because they're nearer to Israel?
Right, we're on the other side of the goddamn planet. We ain't finna bust a grape in a fruit fight. We're too busy unaliving each other in the street.
We're too busy trying to pay our bills, man. We can't even. Our people don't even have time to research anything because they're too busy, running a rat race, man. Working 12 hours a day, trying to pay bills, too busy working. We don't got time to, any free time to search and seek the Lord, man. All right?
Right. Isaiah chapter 13, verse 4, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. Verse 5, they come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. Right? Let's go over here to Isaiah chapter 47. Right? Verse 3. Let's start at verse 1. Isaiah chapter 47, verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Now, the reason why they're called a virgin the virgin daughter of Babylon, and America is called the virgin daughter, is because America has never been invaded by an outside army or military force. Okay, so her shores, from sea to shining sea, from Canada to the Mexican border, okay, have never been invaded by a foreign army or a foreign military force. That's what makes America a virgin. Okay? Now, everything, the reason why we say, and now remember, this is parabolic and symbolic, or symbology, symbolism. Okay? When we say Babylon, because spiritual Sodom and Egypt is Babylon the Great. Babylon the Great in the latter days would amalgamate or combine all of the wickedness of all the different nations that have ruled before. Okay? Understand? All of these different nations, okay, have been amalgamated into one nationality or one nation of people. Okay? Is not America the great American melting pot? That's the reason why you call it the great American melting pot. Because, hey, look, it's Satan and Eve. Check it out. But yeah, like I said before, yeah, you know, it's the great American melting pot, man. You have all nationalities and different races, different religions, and people that speak different languages that have all been amalgamated here. Get Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5. Okay? So the reason why we call it Babylon the Great, and as you can see on the statue, where you have the great statue with the feet made of iron mixed with miry clay, that miry clay is debt. Heavy debts. Okay, on both sides. The reason why there's 2 feet is because you have the United States and Russia, the 2 largest superpowers when it comes to thermonuclear destruction and world war. Okay? Go ahead, brother. Habakkuk 2 and 5.
Okay. They said, yet also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
Right? It's not America, like I said before, the great American melting pot. He's the great American melting pot. You have all nationalities, all nations of people here in America. Shit, if you want to know where the Moabites, just go across town. You want to know where Little China is, just go across town. If you want to go where Little Mexico is, go over to the north side. Okay? You see what I'm saying? So you have all of these different ethnic cultures of different nationalities of different people that live here in America. That's what it says. This devil had decided to heap unto himself all peoples and all nations together in one spot. Okay? So by me putting up this sign of the dream of King Nebuchadnezzar that was interpreted by Daniel the prophet in front of you, okay, that head of gold was Babylon, of ancient Babylon. The virgin daughter of Babylon in this biblical context that I'm reading about in Isaiah 47 and 1, okay, is America. Because in ancient Babylon, they did the same thing that these Edomites did here in America. They amalgamated all of the evil and wickedness of the world at that time into one place, and everybody wanted to be a part of it. Okay, to try to get rich, a pyramid scheme back then.
Literally, it's the triangle.
You see? So all we're trying to do everything is break these things down, so this way, in layman's terms, so this way you'll be able to understand where we're coming from. You know, it's not about preaching hate. We're not preaching hate. The Most High Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua said in his holy scriptures in the book of Romans, chapter 19, or chapter 9, Salakia, verse 13. That's what I meant to say. Romans 9 and 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Okay, explain that shit then. Uh-oh. You see what I'm saying? Hey, Shalom, brother. You know, you wasn't on my live stream last week. I'm mad at you. No, I was just joking. I'm like, you know. But anyway. Yeah, because I was looking forward to seeing you show up, man. You didn't show up like, ah! know, Satan had got him too. Damn. But like the brother Yukar was saying, man, well, we're all working on weekends. We're all working 12, 13 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? Okay, in order to feed our family because they keep raising the goddamn prices up on everything. Fucking loaf of bread is $5 now. Ain't that a bitch? In 3 months, that shit'll be $20 a loaf. And the shit ain't even real. Okay? They putting all kind of different chemicals in bread. It used to be yeast and flour and a little bit of milk. That was it.
Hey, I'll go, you know that place called Aldi's?
Yeah.
Go there and get their sourdough bread. All it is water, wheat, and salt and yeast.
Okay, yeah, okay, thank you. I'm sure gonna get it.
And it's cheap. You know, it's like $2-3. You know.
Shalom, brother. Shalom, man. You know you're Israelite, right?
I don't know, hey, man, I might be a lost soul or something. I don't know, big bro, but
I mean, well, all we're trying to do is trying to tell you what the name of the Lord is, so this way you know what to do when he get here.
man, shit, I'm gonna come back.
Okay.
Come on, gas station.
You see what I'm saying? See, our people, man, they walk past here all the time not knowing nothing about what they do, what their nationality is, or nothing. They just think they're just niggas. Getting tattoos on their face and all over their body. Why? Why are you trying so hard to fit in with these goddamn Edomite Caucasian devils? Fuck these bastards, motherfucker. They gonna hang your black ass from a tree.
Scripture say,
You know, they don't give a fuck about you, especially if they catch you by yourself.
Scripture say, why trimmest thou thy ways to seek love, man? You know.
Right. Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 33. Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? That's where it says at Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 33. I memorized that early on.
Jeremiah 2:33. Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways.
Yeah. And 2/3 of our people, okay, being wicked, had taught these Edomite Caucasians how to be wicked.
Yeah. You know?
Okay, how to smoke weed. You got white boys wearing dreadlocks now. When the fuck did that start?
Yeah.
Okay, not washing their hair. You know, trying to wear dreadlocks, smoking all kinds of fucking weed. Before then, it was just Cheech and Chong, right? Okay, they used to, they demonized and made weed illegal back in the 1950s. They made a spoof movie out of it called, God damn, I forgot the name of that movie. It was funny. It had Seth Rogen in there and had the other white boy in there.
Pineapple Express.
Yeah, Pineapple Express, yeah. Look, see, everybody know that movie, man. That was the funniest shit for real, man.
And to be honest with you, too, it did a pretty good job of depicting what was going on at the time in the scene, you know?
Yeah, they did. You know, they had to get that, you know, what the United States government made weed illegal.
Yeah.
The weed dealer was wearing Uggs and shit, and dude was wearing a pair of, like, women's Uggs boots and shit, like,
Yeah.
naming it Bong Mitzvah, or Bong Mitzvah.
Yeah, all that old type of crazy shit. Yep. So, yeah, that's where we getting it from, man. But like I said,
All movies are pretty dark when it comes down to it, supposed to be, depict the dark side of life or of the world.
Yeah.
Bad
Well,
feelings.
Those movie
Films
directors.
are supposed to be relaxing to the people, but if they're made with dark intent or evil, agendas, that's a pretty wicked thing in itself. If you think about it.
Yeah.
you see? So everybody's waking up to the wickedness of these goddamn devils, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even the devil himself is waking up to the wickedness that his forefathers and ancestors had committed against the indigenous population of people that were here. You know, that's genocide, man.
I just took my woman to the movies last night. We watched this movie called End of Oak Street. End of Oak Street. Oak Street. It was about dinosaurs coming into the human realm and whatnot. And it was a family, Edomite family, and their daughter. And there was another family of this, like, she looked Northern Kingdom, but had the features of Southern Kingdom. It's probably Cuban or something, you know, Manasseh. And the daughter and their daughter ended up being girlfriend and girlfriend. I'm like, this shit, man, is
You
madness.
see what I'm saying? So even in the movies, they twist everything around. Like I said before in Leviticus chapter 20, verse 20, if a man lied down with mankind as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death, their blood be upon them. go to Romans chapter 1, verse 26. Okay? This is the wickedness of these devils, man, and they advocate for all of this bullshit.
It wasn't. I don't even know why they put that in there. I mean, I know why, because you know Esau, you know, but it wasn't cute. I guess they try to make it funny, or I don't know, man. It was just like, just perverse, you know. Like nobody wants to see that, you know.
Right. They want to see a man and a woman, as the Most High had originally stated. They don't want to see two women licking each other at the nasty Y. You know, licking each other's bleeding hole. That nasty shit. Don't nobody want to see that punk shit. Get the fuck out of here. Two women kissing on each other. Where's the guy at?
Holding hands.
You want to make it a hot scene? Put the dude in there. And y'all let him bang both of them motherfuckers. One's eating at the muffin and wine, the other one getting hit from the behind. Something like that, something. But shit, you just got two women bumping and grinding? Fuck that.
In the movie,
Trying to be politically correct. Go ahead.
in the movie, she was like fixing her wound on her leg, and they were looking each other in the eye while the son was trying to because the son of the Edomite family actually liked her, all right, but she ended up liking the sister, you know, and it was like, what the fuck, man? And they were looking each other in the eye, flirting and shit. It was like, man, I don't want to see that, and they're underage too, you know, like, come on, man.
Right, see? They're training our children up in these schools to not be able to read and write, and then they're pushing their sexual agenda in order to twist their minds and manipulate their minds in order to have sex with each other. Little children, boy and a little boy, a little girl and a little girl, right? They're trying to demonize a boy and a girl being together in their little textbooks at school. This is the wickedness that these goddamn devils are, man. And before the downfall of any society, that is the main, that's on the mainstream media or whatever's going on in that society at the end of a society. They have a problem or they start to question gender.
Yeah.
Okay? Motherfuckers talking about they don't know what a woman is.
In the
A
movie.
woman is a vessel for the seed of the children of Israel. All women. Okay?
All women, even the heathens, all right.
Yeah, because we don't even really need Israelite women, okay, in order to perpetuate the seed of Israel upon the face of the earth. We don't need no nigger woman. We don't need no Latino woman. We could bust off in a white chick or bust off in an Asian chick and still make Israelites.
Look at Jacob, all right. All right, some of the tribes were born through a heathen woman, you know, and those children were Israelites,
Right.
Not heathen.
Because it goes back to the seed of the fathers, like it says in Joshua chapter 1, verse 18.
Oh, what about Isaac, Hagar? You know, the Lord, you know, wanted. How you said he chose. How you said Isaac. All right, and not
Over Ishmael, right? Ishmael was the first one born. Go ahead.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
Christians like to make that a point, like, well, that doesn't prove nothing. You know, the Lord just used that as an example. All right, you know, the Lord deals with a certain seed. All right, He deals with the Israelite seed. You know, hey, the Lord could have had Isaac come through the heathen woman. All right, but the Lord just wanted to making a point right there at that point, man. All right, and in the movie, the parents were all right with it. They're like, oh, they didn't say nothing about it. It's like, what the hell, man? And then even the dinosaurs were making love, all right. And there were guy and woman dinosaurs, you know, like, but the humans are, you know, having, you know, it's all messed up. Man, it was just like, come on, man. I didn't want to see that.
Right.
It had nothing to do with the plot of the movie anyway.
Right. Didn't have nothing to do with it. They just had to throw into there to let you know that the industry of so-called Hollywood, okay, the movie industry is completely corrupt.
Like that one Edomite just said, you know, he's like, all movies are really just, you know, tainted and show dark things, dark themes of the world. And it's like, yeah, because these movie directors are of Esau, you know, they're Edomites. I mean, some of them are Israel, you know, but they're perverse, man. They do satanic rituals before they release a movie, an album, you know. All right, they do a satanic ritual. They literally do it. They talk about it, man. All right, they paint a pentagram in blood.
Yep, and blood on the floor.
And they pull out the
with
satanic
candles on each of the points.
Sacrifice a baby, sacrifice something, you know, and they they sing hymns to Satan.
Right?
You know?
And this is before they make a song. Then they get in there. All the evil spirits go into the song to back them up to make it more appealing for people. So when you hear it on the radio, you say, "Oh, that's a pretty good tune."
Yeah.
Okay, that's because it's being backed up by evil spirits.
Those are satanic spirits in those songs, you know, that are pleasing to the ear. You know, they're trying to seduce you to do wickedness, be wicked. You know, and then all these music and all these movies, they are wicked. All right, wicked undertones. Talk about adultery, drugs. All right, being bad instead of good. I don't want to be bad. You know, demon time, shit like that, man. Same with the movies, man. Let's lock it for the spiritual rant, man.
Right, that's fine, man.
Topic.
But hey, check it out. Like I said before, I'm going to go off into it now. Hollywood, the word Hollywood comes from this thing called a holly tree.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for the Druids used to dance around and frolic in the forest and have sex with animals and have sex with each other, butt naked, running around in the forest, and they would worship a holly tree, right? And they would take magic wands and cut them from the limbs of this holly tree.
Like Disney.
In order to be able to, that's the reason why they came up with Harry Potter. How Harry Potter was so fucking famous in the world is because they were using magic wands from a holly tree. Yeah. And the holly tree is what they would do to sacrifice babies and do evil sacrifices and worship the Druid false gods of satanic worship around the holly tree. So the magic wands would be made from this wood. That's the reason why they call it Hollywood, because magicians, the Chaldeans, the modern day Chaldeans are the magicians and movie directors and screenplay writers of these movies and that you see on your television screen, okay? Where they push hypocrites, AKA liars, AKA actors, because actors in Latin and in Greek means hypocrite or liar. So they're telling you a goddamn lie to your face, right? That's the reason why they put it on tell lie vision. Tell a lie vision. You have a vision of telling a lie. That's the reason why they call it television, right? Tell lie vision. Understand? And it's all based on Hollywood movies, based on a Hollywood tree, from a magic wand. That's the reason why, like I said before, Harry Potter was such a famous movie. Okay? Made all these famous movies. They kept all the actors the same. They kept everybody in the movie, and they just developed the characters within the movie, and made it. And they do the same thing with the Matrix. They kept all of the same actors in the same movie, and developed the characters as they grew in power, or whatever have you. Okay, and that's what makes for a franchise. They did the same thing with Marvel movies. They tried to do the same thing with DC, but they couldn't put it together right. Okay, but they did the same thing with these Marvel movies. They put all these Marvel movies together. And get this is the hypocrisy of these Edomite Caucasians concerning Hollywood. Okay, Michael Jai White was the first Marvel superhero on the TV screen. He was playing what's the name of that Spawn. Spawn was the first Marvel movie on the movies. Outside of TV, you had Captain America, the Incredible Hulk, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, okay, the $6 Million Man, Bionic Woman, all of that shit was on TV. Then it went from TV to the movies. Okay, they did the same thing with Terminator. The Terminator started on TV. It was an HBO special back in 1984. I've seen it because that's when my daddy had first got Cablevision, right? We didn't even know what the fuck Cablevision was. But that was the first movie we saw. We used to subscribe to HBO and Cinemax, right? And on HBO, that's when, in 1984, that's when that movie came out, The Terminator. It blew up and scared the shit out of so many people that they decided to make Terminator 2, which made people go back and watch the movie on TV in order to understand the Terminator 2 movie with the liquid Terminator shit. And then they went into Terminator 3, then Terminator 4, then Terminator 5, right? Then Terminator 6, Terminator 7. Okay, and every time they had Arnold Schwarzenegger's old ass in there, getting older and older and older. Okay, what the fuck? He's the ultimate goddamn Terminator, so this motherfucker gonna terminate me at 90 years old. I am the robot. I will terminate on my back. You know, what the fuck, man?
Arnold Schwarzenegger, all right, he's an Israelite, man. Even though he looks like a white man, he's an Israelite. He's us. You know why? You know how we know why? Spiritually, when you look at his name, Arnold Schwarzenegger, his last name means a black nigger. All right, Schwartz, which means black. All right, and nigger means black too. You know,
Right.
He's a black Israelite. He's a black nigger. You know,
Right, and he adopted that name because that's not his real name, man. His real name is something entirely different. He adopted that name, okay, so this way, it sounded more appealing to people. Schwarzenegger. Schwarzenegger, a white man who calls himself a nigger. Wow, who is this guy? Then they go in there and they see this motherfucker with all these muscles. Oh my God, he's so beautiful. You see how the mental psychology behind that shit? The psychology called himself a Negro. Arnold Schwarzenegger called himself a nigger. Goes into bodybuilding because everybody in the world knows that the so-called blacks and Latinos are genetically superior to all of these Edomite Caucasians when it comes to football or any type of sports, right? Up until that point in time, you had Sergio Olivier. He come up there, boom, one time, all the other bodybuilders would quit. Arnold Schwarzenegger come up in there and use some reverse psychology, saying, you're looking small, I'm bigger than you, watch.
I'm bigger than you.
and he came in there on the defense of white privilege and white supremacy.
Yeah.
That's how Arnold Schwarzenegger won all of them Mr. Olympians. It was all based on white privilege and white supremacy, and that's what the fuck he was pushing. So all of the people and all of the individuals that were at the top that were ruling over the bodybuilding industry, the IBBF, okay, were all so-called Edomite Caucasians like him. So they all had something in common. And all of the bigger, more muscular blacks started to fall off, right?
Come to find out that they were doing steroids, all right? While Jake, the blacks, all right, they weren't doing steroids. You know,
Exactly.
They were natural, all
You
right?
see? And these motherfuckers hate that natural shit, like Ronnie Coleman.
Hey, once you get a Jake to take steroids, bang, you get Ronnie Coleman, man, all right?
Right, that's exactly what happened. Because Ronnie Coleman, he got out there and told the entire world, he won his first Mr. Olympia natural, and then he ran into Flex Wheeler. Flex Wheeler said, man, you know, you could get bigger and more cut by using this and using that. He said, okay, I'll try it. He tried it, and motherfucker, he had 8 more Mr. Olympias after that. Okay? Ain't hardly went to lift weights not one time, he said after that. He just took his juice, worked out for 3 months, went in there, won the goddamn trophy.
Hey, how do you say, Ronnie
You
Coleman?
know?
Ronnie Coleman, the way he did bodybuilding was lifting heavy.
Wow, we talking about real heavy, man. We talking about
Thousands
this
of pounds.
motherfucking was lifting a car. A car was 2,500, 3,000 pounds, right? Ronnie Coleman was leg pressing that shit
For reps,
for reps.
you know?
Okay, so you was moving a car back and forth on a leg press machine for reps, for sets of 10?
Because, hey,
Shit.
usually they recommend you do moderate weight, all right, to gain muscle, to get your muscles popping. But no, Ronnie Coleman was doing it heavy, all right?
Right,
Which is hey,
real heavy, man.
That's why
He had every weight in the gym on that fucking rack.
That's why he's in the crippled state that he is, you know?
Right,
because
man.
he was fucking himself up.
He was fucking himself up, man. He was already playing for college football. He messed his back up a little bit, but he just kept on lifting weights, man. Kept on lifting them heavy ass weights. You see what I'm saying? And ended up messing up his back, and that was it, man.
That's why you see Jay Cutler. All right, he's still doing it. You know, he's still, you know, in good shape. It's 'cause
Right, but he don't lift heavy.
Yeah, he wasn't lifting heavy. You know, he does high reps, low weight. You know.
How he beat Ronnie Coleman as he started lifting heavy,
Yeah.
and he started taking that shit down Ronnie Coleman was taking.
Yeah.
That's how he beat Ronnie Coleman. Okay, and Ronnie Coleman, you know, he was going back and forth to the doctor at the time. That's the only way that Ronnie Coleman lost, man, to the white boy Jay Cutler.
He outsmarted him. You know, which hey, that's our downfall is when we act dumb. you know, here comes Esau, because Esau's smart, you know.
Yep, they very clever, man. These Edomite devils are very, very clever at trying to hide what their original intention is. Okay.
And in the Cold War, you know, these Russians were taking steroids and all these performance enhancing drugs, man, and they were whooping everybody in the Olympics. All right, you know.
Right? Like I said before, examples of esoteric knowledge. Esoteric knowledge is specialized information or hidden wisdom meant for a small group of initiated people rather than the general public. Right? So the information that you're getting directly from the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, the bishops and other righteous men that learned from them, okay, that have entered into their labors, this is special initiated knowledge that's only for the elect of the house of Israel. It's not for everybody on the world. Okay? That's the reason why everybody in the world don't get it. How come everybody in the world can't be saved? Why are you guys preaching hate that you hate everybody in the world, but only the blacks can be saved? That's not fair, right? It's not a black and white thing. It's an Israelite thing. Remember, the Most High, because of his continued anger and the Israelites worshiping false gods and idols, he filed for the letters of divorce from us and gave us into the hand of our enemies as slaves and indentured servants, and sent us as slaves and indentured servants into all these heathen nations being scattered before the transatlantic slave trade. Okay? Remember the sign that I showed you earlier about the tower, the statue of the dream of King Nebuchadnezzar interpreted by Daniel the prophet, right? And each of the different parts that you saw are different captivities in which the children of Israel have been in, right? Bring me that captivity sign over here, brother, right quick. Okay, so I can show y'all, you know, the Lord says, thou shalt not suffer a witch to live, right? So the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is going to give us spiritual power to put witches and warlocks to sleep permanently. But anyway, Egyptian captivity, right? That's when we came out of Egypt. The Assyrian captivity and the Babylonian captivity is that head of gold. The Persian captivity is the upper body from the neck to the waistline of silver. The Grecian captivity is from the waistline to the bottom of the skirt there of brass.
This right here, this is the Grecian captivity, the Apocrypha, man.
Right. The Apocrypha is the Grecian captivity. That's why this is how the Edomites were able to inject themselves into biblical prophecy through the precept of men. The fear of God being the precept of men. By Xing out the Grecian captivity of how the Israelites became uncircumcised and then put themselves as the uncircumcised Gentiles to be saved. Not the Israelites that were forced into indentured servitude. Open the book of First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 41 through 56. Okay? This is how the Israelites became uncircumcised. And in the same book, different in the second chapter, it goes in the separation between the circumcision and the uncircumcision. That's where the separation happened between the circumcision and the uncircumcision. Okay? These are books that these Edomite Caucasians took out of the Bible. Shulamite Alani said that being anti-Semitic or antiseptic, what Elder Malcolm calls it, being antiseptic, okay, is wrong. Is a trick. It's a magic trick. Okay? That's all magic is misdirection. You see? Go ahead, brother.
First Maccabees, what chapter?
First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 41.
It says, moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and every one should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yet many also of the Israelites consented to his religion, and sacrificed unto idols, and profaned the Sabbath. For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land. and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days, and pollute the sanctuary and holy people, set up altars, groves, and chapels of idols, and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts, that they should also leave their children uncircumcised, and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation,
Right.
to the end they might forget the law and change all the ordinances. And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die.
Exactly. Imagine 400 years of being under that stress, you and your family. If you don't eat pork, if you don't sacrifice unto the idols that they set up, if you don't go to church on Sunday when they said they for you to go there, and so they can write your name down and report it to the king that your ass was there. Okay? They would come to your house and exterminate you and your entire motherfucking family. Living under that type of fear for 400 years, would you not teach your children to live as the heathen do in order to save their life? That's what so-called Hebrew Israelite black women during the transatlantic slave trade while we were in slavery, that's what they did to their little sons and daughters. They told them, obey the white man or they're going to kill you. And then they, as they grew up, they saw examples of us that would rebel, that they would buck break us right in front of our children, our wives, and our compatriots that we were in the fields picking cotton with, picking fruit off of trees, whatever, okay, and rape us up the ass right in front of the people that we have to work with and we got to get up with every day, our women, our children.
Our families.
You see? This is how they demeaned and degraded us, okay? They defamed our character. They did every goddamn thing to destroy us, man. And then here comes the Willie Lynch doctrine, where they turned the black Israelite, dark-skinned Israelite versus the light-skinned Israelite. In other words, they would turn me against Brother Yakal, right? Because they enslaved us all, okay? They were afraid of a thing called like a Bacon's Rebellion type of scenario. So they had an Edomite slave master by the name of Willie Lynch, okay, that owned slaves in the West Indies and in the Virgin Islands area, right? On these islands, making sugar cane, okay, that type of thing like that. And these different individuals, okay, and Willie Lynch, he turned light-skinned Israelite versus the black-skinned, dark-skinned Israelite, the woman versus the man against the woman, the mother against the daughter against the mother, just like it says in the book of Luke, where the Lord said that he would bring division. You see? That's how they did it. And we've been divided against each other ever since. This is the wickedness of these goddamn Edomite Caucasian devils, man. Divide and conquer.
Order out of chaos. And they're doing it to Gary, Indiana right now.
Right.
You know?
Gary, Indiana is an experiment of how long it's going to take blacks to destroy each other. Because they're going to start cutting the power off, okay, in large communities of blacks and Latinos across the United States. They're just not going to put it on the fucking news.
They returned power. They helped out the white people in Gary, Indiana.
Right. You got power there, but you don't have power in the black and Latino neighborhoods.
Because all you see on TikTok, all I see on TikTok is these black women complaining. I don't see white women complaining, white men complaining. It's only the Jake, you know.
Yep.
The blacks, you know, complaining about, you know.
There's no water.
Day 10.
There's no. Yep. Day 10. Day 15. They're gonna, you know.
You know, I think it's day 11.
Yeah.
Know, correct me if I'm wrong. You know.
No electricity, no power, no energy.
She showed outside what it looks like it was just black. The screen was black. No
Just
lights.
pitch black. No lights. No nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Now, if they doing that in Gary, Indiana, how come they ain't doing that into the white neighborhoods in Indiana? Because the city of Gary, Indiana is predominantly 85% black.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if it's 85% black, that leaves another 15% that's white or not black, right? So, do they have electricity? You see? You see, this is the unfairness and unrighteousness of these Edomite Caucasian devils, man. They're the wicked. We try to tell you, but you don't want to fucking believe it.
That's why it's called. That's why we say. That's why the Bible says Jacob's trouble. Okay, it's going to be mainly upon Jacob. All right, it's focused on Jacob. Yes, you other nations are going to go through it here in America. All right, you other heathens in America are going to go through trouble. All right, but the scriptures say the judgment of the Lord shall fall upon his house first. You know, the Israelites. All right, the southern kingdom, northern kingdom. All right, the 12 tribes. You know, shall start first in the house of Israel. Roughly paraphrasing. You know what priest I'm talking about. You know.
Okay, let's go get it. Go to Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4. And then I'm going to get back on track with, try to get back on track.
Ezekiel 9 and 4. And the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And go to the others, he said, in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eye spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women. But come not near any man upon whom is the mark, the dawah, all right, the mark of exemption, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. And
exactly. Go ahead.
And he said unto them, Defile the house and fill the courts with the slain. Go ye forth. And they went forth and slew in the city.
Exactly. What is the great city? Babylon the Great, America. So these angels, these death angels, these spirits of vengeance, okay, are going to come into America, okay, and destroy the children of Israel, man.
When it says the land, it says go through the city. It's like it says go through the city in the midst of Jerusalem. All right, that's talking about the Lord's people, the Israelites. All right, because Israel, Yasharallah, Israel is a people before it's a place. Okay, so it's talking about his people, not the land of Israel right now. All right.
Right. Ecclesiasticus, the book of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Right? Now, we just read that these destroying angels are going to go through the midst of Jerusalem and start at the house of Israel first and destroy their people first, which is what they're in the process of doing right now. Okay, our people are being destroyed in the street right now as we speak, being put in the FEMA camps and detention facilities. Okay, little 12 and 15-year-old girls coming up pregnant and shit.
Yeah, that's what's happening in these ICE facilities.
Yeah, in these ICE facilities. What do you think these white boys is doing to them little girls in there?
And they're doing it to not to white girls. They're doing it to Latinos.
Yeah, Latino and black girls, man.
The tribes, man. The Israelite tribes.
Exactly.
They're not doing it to white girls, all right? Because they're not rounding up white people. They're rounding up
trying to hide themselves amongst our people.
Yeah. And then you got Esau walking away. He's like, nope. You know, the truth hit him, and he's like, hell no. You know, him right there. He was looking at the signs.
Yeah, I know it.
And once he heard that, he's like, I gotta walk away, man.
That's all good. Shit, she walking around with his baby in her stomach and shit, and she thinks she's proud of that.
She'll find out.
That's all right. She's gonna find out real soon too.
Eve's gonna find out, man, that he's gonna eat her ass.
Yep.
You know, or her family.
Yep.
You know, he don't love you.
Hell no, just a piece of ass until something better come along.
Yeah.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 39, verse 29. Fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. But what's going to happen to the elect during this time? Let's find out. See if I can if I can get it.
And that also includes the wicked of our people, because they've likened themselves unto Satan, their father. Okay, 2/3 of the wicked of our people, the Israelites, all right, have made Satan, the so-called white man, their father. All right, their God. You know, it says we make the true God of the universe, of all creation, Yahweh, our father. All right, they made their father Satan. You know, go ahead.
Right. Job chapter 5, verse 18. For he maketh sore and bindeth up, he woundeth and his hands make whole. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yep, in 7 shall no evil touch thee. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Verse 21. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh. Neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the field, or of the beasts of the earth, Salakia, for thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. So, the elect of the house of Israel, when these evil spirits of vengeance come a-calling, of teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, lions and bears, oh my, aren't going to come near the children of Israel, or the elect of the house of Israel, because we're going to be laughing and having a good time. Go to Psalms chapter 37, verse 18.
Psalms 37:18.
Yep. And I'm going to go over here to Psalms 34 and 7.
Psalms 37:18. It says, "The Lord knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of the Lord shall be as the fat of lambs. They shall consume into smoke shall they consume away."
Right, that's the stuff that the gristle that you leave off of a hamburger meat, all of that grease, that's symbolic of Esau, Edom, and the wicked heathen nations. Okay? They're like the grease in a grill, and you're cooking a rib or some steaks or whatever, or not ribs, but beef ribs, because I use beef ribs. But as far as steaks, hamburger meat, bratwurst, whatever have you, that grease that goes off into the fire and causes that sizzle sound, that's Esau, Edom. That's the fat of lambs. That's going to be left here and melted away and turned into a puff of smoke.
You burn it or you throw it away, man. You know?
Right. Psalms chapter 34, verse 7. The angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them. Okay. O taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man that trusteth in him. Verse 9. O fear the Lord, O ye his saints, for there is no want to them that fear him. And who are the saints of the Lord? Psalms 148 and 14 tells you so. Who the saints are. Okay? So it's not a black and white thing. The circumcision and uncircumcision that I tried to explain to you earlier between the Grecian captivity and the Roman captivity, where there was a division but that created the circumcision and the uncircumcision. You had the circumcision under Mattathias, the father of John Maccabeus, Hyrcanus Maccabees, right? Okay, and he was zealous for the law. And there was an example in 1 Maccabees chapter 2, okay, that Mattathias put to death an Israelite that was worshiping on the altar to Baal, right? So that was the zealousness, the same zealous spirit that Yahushua had for his people when he was here in the book of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. That was, the zeal of the Lord hath eaten him up. Okay, same thing, the same zeal that Phineas, which was a Levite, a descendant of Aaron's sons of the Levite priesthood, that threw a spear and destroyed the young Israelite man trying to marry into the heathen nations to stave off the destruction and the famine and the disease that the Most High brought amongst his people. That's the type of zeal that the Most High is going to place upon us, the elect of the house of Israel, hopefully that we are of that elect to be selected to receive that spiritual power. We don't know, but we can hope. That's all faith is. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Romans chapter 11, verse 1. Correct? So faith is hope. So through hope, okay, through hope and the reading and belief of the Holy Scriptures, you know, that's all we got until he get here, man. But remember, he's not going to meet these Edomite devils as a man. Look what you did to him last time he was a man. You strung him up on a fucking tree. You thrust him through with a 12-inch spike. You put foot-long railroad spikes through his hands and his feet. You think he don't want revenge for that shit? You people are crazy. You would want revenge for that shit if you had the ability to raise yourself up from the dead. You wake up from the dead, you got a hole in your stomach, your fucking intestines is hanging out. Right? Your nose is busted. Your lip is busted. You got a crown of thorns 3 and 4 inches thick in the skull, pushed into your skull.
Going under your skin, you know.
Yeah, man. Pushed in with a rattan stick. Wow. That shit's gotta hurt, man. Okay? So, you mean to tell me you don't want revenge for that? You lying to yourself. Ain't that much love in the fucking world. Okay, what if they did that to one of your kids? Right? Thrust one of your kids through with a sword or something and crucified him to a tree. You don't want revenge? You're a goddamn lie.
They really took time to make a crown out of thorns, man. All right? Think about that, man. Think about the hatred and the wickedness, the evilness that you got to have, all right, to do that to a man, all right?
Wow, okay. So that's the reason why we tell you and we push it and reiterate it every time we come out here that the person you call cheese and rice is not a white man, because white men would not do that to another white man. White privilege and white supremacy would get him a slap on the wrist. Okay? But unto an indigenous population of people of color or people that you hate, oh yeah, you ain't got no problem. Right to this day, you show perpetual hatred and you don't have no problem with stringing us up from a goddamn tree right now. The only reason why you don't do it as much as you did 50 years ago, 60 years ago, 70 years ago, wasn't even 100 years ago. Right now, they just found a young black woman, 29 years old, last week hanging from a fucking tree. Who they gonna find hanging from a tree this week? Okay? So you see that perpetual hatred is still there. So the Grecians, AKA the Romans in the Greco-Roman captivity, those individuals was killing blacks, so-called blacks and Latinos like it was going out of style. Like it was going 120 going north. Like it was a no thing. Like it was a natural pastime. Remember the brother said, and they counted our life here as a pastime and our life here for gain, right? So how do they count our life here as a gain? By buying and selling us as property and possessions. Okay? That's what created your banking industry, was buying and selling of slaves. I mean, what the hell, man? They considered our life here a market for gain. They sold us on the so-called black market. Why do you think they call it black market? Why do you think they call it Black Friday? Where you can get a discount on a couple of nigger slaves. Okay? Come on, man. Get real. The only people that they would crucify to a tree and treat horribly like that is an Israelite. Okay? Because it always goes back to the birthright, doesn't it? Every single time. That's where the perpetual hatred comes in. Go ahead and read that, brother.
All right, just proving to you that the saints of the Lord, all right, are his people, the Israelites. It's Psalms 148 and 14. It says, he exalted the horn of his people, all right, the Israelites, all right, the praise of all his saints, even the children of Israel, Yasharallah, a people near unto him, praise ye the Lord. And we tell you every time we come out here to preach who the true Israelites, the true people of the Lord, that the Lord has near and dear and nigh unto him, starts with you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans over here in the Americas. All right, and then scattered abroad, man. Okay, 'cause we have our people scattered amongst the heathens, man. Okay.
Right. These devils are still trying to hang us from a tree. They're just trying to be politically correct. Right? They're trying to hope that cheese and rice gonna let them go off into the kingdom of heaven. They just got out of church and worshiping Baal Peor, the spirit of Satan, in a building where they limit the power of the Most High.
A building made with hands, like the scriptures say, the Lord don't dwell in a building made with hands.
Exactly, but these Edomites, they push that a building made with hands. Okay?
What church are you guys? Where's your building at? Right here, dude. We're the building.
Exactly. We are the stones, we are the bricks, and we are the mortar being built up in the spirit. And we are the church. Like it says, okay, let's go get it. I'll go get it.
What's that precept where it says, defile not the temple, which temple ye are?
Yeah, that's what I'm finna go get. I think it's in 1 Corinthians chapter 6. If I can get this damn apple. That's apple. Okay, now let's get it. 1 Corinthians chapter 3. Salaki. I got it. Oh, here it is, verse 8. 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of Yahweh, and that the Spirit of Yahweh dwelleth in you? If any man defile the temple of Yahweh, him shall Yahweh destroy. For the temple of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai is holy, which temple ye are. Right? So the temple of the Most High God on the face of the earth are his people.
His saints, which are who? His people, the Israelites, man.
The Israelites of the Holy Bible, exactly.
Hey,
those Israelis are imposters. Go ahead.
The scriptures say his people are a nation of kings and priests, you know? He didn't say all the people on earth.
Wait a minute, do you know what the mark of the beast is? That's it. You're looking at it.
Right behind you.
Right behind you. That sign right there says mark of the beast. That's what it is. That's the form it's going to take.
And read those scriptures on the sign. You know, it backs up what it backs up what we show you, man.
Why are you running from the truth? Did you guys already take the tip? See? Silly as fuck, man. Just dumb. They motherfuckers probably can't even read. I wouldn't doubt it.
All it takes is what is it, like a fifth, not even that, man, like a fourth grade learning, reading capabilities to read these scriptures, man. All right.
You can read this. A little kid in the 3rd and 4th grade could read these signs. They come to look at the pictures.
Yeah.
They don't want to read what's on it because what's on it is straight out of the Holy Scriptures.
Right.
You got one that even shows you what the Most High God looks like.
Backed up with scriptures, backed up with the Bible. You say you believe in God, right? Hey, read those scriptures. All right.
Right. See, now if Brother Yakal was over here by himself, they wouldn't have a problem come up here asking questions. But because I'm over here, why are you afraid of me? Mm-hmm. You're afraid that my spirit is going to convict you for the evil and wickedness of what your ancestors have done?
Christianity has made men effeminate. All right. Oh, you got to speak. Look at Tim Tebow. You know who Tim Tebow is?
Yeah. Used to play football, but
you know, big brolic ass white dude. But you hear him talk. He talks like he tries to imitate, passion of the Christ. You know, he sounds like a woman.
Right.
All soft spoken. But this dude was able to pick up this tree and knock you across the head with it, man.
Right. Bench press, all kinds of shit.
Yeah, man. He was fucking Jake up in college football, man. All right. I believe he is a Jake. You know. Because he loves, he has a zeal for God, but not according to knowledge. But
not according to knowledge.
You know? And then you see Jake Christians, all right, or you see black Christians, and they have the same kind of effeminate spirit, man, softly spoken, it's just, that's why the brother was saying, when I'm out here, because I'm softly spoken and I'm not as rowdy. I'm not calling you rowdy, but I'm not.
He's not as loud and boisterous as me, and he don't cuss as much as I do.
I just like to get straight to the point and get to the scriptures, All right.
That's what I do.
I'm not saying you don't do that, but you know, like, I let them talk for a little bit, you know, and you know, I just don't raise my voice, you know, which there's nothing wrong with that, okay,
Right?
you know. But these Christians, they wanna listen. They want somebody to, you know, tend to their feelings. You know?
Right. A soft-spoken voice turneth away wrath. Right? So he turns away wrath. Me? Yeah. I'm a contentious soul. I'm gonna let you know who you are, what you've done, how you did it, why you did it, and what's going to happen to you because you did all these things. Well, I didn't do anything to you. That was my great grandpappy. That was a long time ago. Get over it. We're gonna see if your punk ass get over it when we put your ass in chains. Because these Edomite Caucasians over here on this side, okay, they're gonna be left here and melted. But when they come back in the reincarnation, through the slaves that we're going to dig up out of the holes into the caves of the rocks, okay, and we'll put their ass in chains, okay, then they'll know that the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai is the Holy One and the Savior of Israel, who are Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Because when they come back, they're going to see us on top. Everybody's dressed like a king, or a daughter of Zion, right? With slaves. Everything's going to be real. The trees are going to be bigger. The grass is going to be clean, nice and cut, because we're going to have slaves.
The animals are going to be bigger.
Right.
You know, a lion's going to be the size it was supposed to be. You know?
Right. A 10-point buck. Mm-hmm. Really, you're going to be like a 1,000-point buck, because we ain't going to. We may not even eat deer meat, man.
Back in the days, all right, man used to wrestle with lions. Have lions as pets. That's what's going to be in the kingdom. We're going to be so, you know, even though we're going to be immortals, but we're going to be playing with lions as if they're, a house cat, man. You know, the earth is going to be a paradise as it should be. I got a precept.
Go for it.
Isaiah 40:28. Hast thou not known? Hast thou not heard that the everlasting power, Yahweh, the Lord, the creator of the ends of the earth, fainteth not, neither is weary. There is no searching of his understanding. He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might he increaseth strength. Even the youths shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. Okay? That's what we have to look forward to, man. Immortality. All right? We're going to be able to fly. All right? We're not going to be tired no more. All right? We can run as fast as we want, you know? Okay?
Right? But right now, Zechariah chapter 12, verse 6, in that day will I make the governors of Judah like an hearth of fire among the wood, and like a torch of fire in a sheep, and they should devour all the people round about on the right hand and on the left. Right? So the Israelites and Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, on the left. And Jerusalem, a people before it's a place, shall be inhabited again in her own place, even in Jerusalem, the city of Jerusalem. Right? Verse 7. The Lord also shall save the tents of Judah first, that the glory of the house of David and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem do not magnify themselves against Judah. Right? In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David. Now, at the beginning of the video, I was referring to King David having spiritual power, where he broke a bow of steel upon his arm. Right? And the house of David shall be as Yahweh, as the angel before them, right? And the angel that went before us, as we came out in our Exodus out of Egypt, was Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, in a chariot. Okay. Right? Let's go to Exodus. Chapter 23, verse 20. Behold, I send an angel before thee to keep thee in the way and to bring thee into the place which I have prepared. Verse 21, beware of him and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in him. Right? Remember, the name of the Father is Yahweh, and the name that is in the Son of the Most High is Yahweh Shai. Okay? My name is in him. You understand? Yahweh, Yah-ha-wah-ha, and Yahweh Shai, Yah-ha-wah Shai. Yahweh Shai means he is salvation or he is deliverance, and Yahweh means he is or he exists. Okay? And in the ancient Lashawan Kodash language of our people, the Israelites, of a language that they beat out of us and forced us to learn the language that we speak now, which is English. Right? This is the reason why the Most High says in the book of Isaiah chapter 24 or verse 28, Salakia, chapter 28, where the Most High would reveal himself unto us with stammering lips and a muttering tongue. Let me see if I can get that. Stammering lips, hold on. Yep, I know it's in Isaiah, come on.
One of those.
Isaiah 28.
One of those definitions, all right, for stammering lips, fits the description of the brother right here, man.
Right,
My
28, Isaiah 28 and 11. For with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to this people, to whom he said, this is the rest wherewith you may cause the weary to rest, and this is the refreshing, yet they would not hear. And 2/3 of our people still don't want to hear what we got to say. You just seen them Edomites, they didn't even want to hear what the mark of the beast was. It's like these motherfuckers innately know what the mark of the beast is, and they're waiting for it. They're ready for it. You know why? Because that perpetual hatred that is in them for us, the Israelites, these motherfuckers in their youth still want us destroyed from before their face. They're sick and tired of seeing their men, their Edomite men with our Israelite women. They're sick and tired of seeing our Israelite men with their Edomite women. They're sick and tired of that shit with these interracial relationships. But so are we. But the children of Israel shall number as the sands of the sea, and we can perpetuate the seed of Israel into any one of these nationalities of women. It doesn't matter. You see? This is where the circumcision and the uncircumcision has the issue in the book of Romans. And all throughout all of the different letters that Paul had sent out to the Thessalonians, the Ephesians, the Galatians, the Romans. These are not the nations in which they're dubbed, but to the Israelites living among those nations. Okay? That's like, I stay over there, which I don't, but this is just hypothetically speaking. I stay in Brother Yakal's car, right? And I got mail coming to his house, right? That mail is addressed to me, right? But Brother Yakal opened it up and see what's up, what's in it, and applies that mail and the message of those letters to himself, and but never tell me that the letters were to me. This is the mindset of these Edomite devils and what they did to hide us from who we are. That's how we became discontinued from our heritage, like it says in Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4. You see? So all we're trying to do is break these things down to where you can have a clear understanding of what we're trying to say when we come out here, when we put all these signs out here and explain things, okay, to where it's more palpable, it's more acceptable to your mind. Okay?
Making it plain upon tables. All right, making it understandable, digestible. All right, because we know how our people are. All right, our people are visual learners. Okay.
Right. They get it if they see a picture of it. They can visualize it in their mind by seeing a picture of it, and then as we explain it, they will be able to have a greater understanding at that time. Isaiah 28 and 9. Whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breasts. right? For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little. For with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to this people. So the Most High Yahweh has raised up again prophets to speak to his people in stammering lips and another tongue, which is English language, completely separate from the pure language of the Lashawan Kodash, which is the language of our people, of the nationality of our people, of Israelites. Right now, they're calling us niggers, beaners, spicks, wetbacks, Uncle Tomahawks, and whatever other racial epithet they could come across in order to put themselves on a pedestal to make themselves feel and look better than those individuals that they demean and that they degrade with these racial epithets that they've created for us. Okay? So all we're trying to do is break these things down to where it makes sense to our people, okay, and provide them with the opportunity to repent and to call upon the true name of the Lord. His name ain't Jesus. As I said at the beginning of the video, okay, the letter J was created by John Giorgio Trusino in 1524.
So it can't be Jesus.
Right. Like I said, turn the sign around, man. There it says on the sunshine side. Yep, on the other side. Yep. Did you know the letters J is no more than 500 to 600 years old? How can a man who lived over 2,000 years ago be named Jesus if the letter J was created 500 years ago? There's a 1,500 year gap. His name ain't no fucking Jesus. You understand? And we try to explain that to you. You need to do the history. The only way that you can understand the mysteries of the Bible is to understand the history of the people and the characters that are in the Bible. Okay? The word Bible is an acronym, which means basic instruction before leaving earth. B-I-B-L-E. People don't even know that. They go to church with Jehovah's Wickedness, okay, and worship a dead white man. Okay? And a lot of our Latinos and Native Americans, they don't have a problem with it because he looks like them. But they don't understand that they were under the thrall of these Edomite devils being raped and pillaged longer than we were, for a longer period of time, which explains why their hair is no longer curly like ours. You see? These Edomite devils are the devil the Bible speaks of. They rape, murder, and pillage, and drink blood, have sex with underage children, sacrifice babies. Come on, man. Nobody does that shit but somebody in a fucking horror movie. Anyway.
Shit, most of these horror movies don't even do that, you know? You gotta get like I don't know, man. You know, only the white man, all right, does shit like that, man. All right, they got this new documentary that came out about this fat Jake, all right, called EDP 445, all right. They getting on his ass, trying to persecute him because he was trying to get with the 13-year-old, 14-year-old, something like that, you know, and making him look like the worst thing ever. All right, which, hey, we don't push. We don't say, hey, go mess with underage women. We don't say that. All right, we're totally against that. All right, especially now, you know. All right, but they make him look like he's the worst thing ever when we got motherfuckers like your own damn president. His name written in the Epstein files. All right, more than the Lord's name in the Bible. You know, doing all types of wicked things to children. All right, to little girls, little boys. All right. Okay, not just him, other white people, man, doing wicked things to children. All right, Epstein himself. All right, Palm Beach Pete himself, man. All right, there's a wicked account in there, a fucked up one. All right, I'm not even gonna try to, you know, say what happened, man, because it's fucked up, man. But it includes a newborn. Okay, he was doing some shit to a newborn, man. All right, and I mean newborn. Okay?
Right. How do you have sex with a newborn baby? This is the wickedness of these goddamn devils, man. And they advocate for that in the Babylonian Talmud.
Hey, yeah, these motherfuckers, these fake JEWs, okay, that it's written in their Talmud Bible or book.
That last sign down there with the Talmud.
I forgot the word. All right, they circumcise a baby with their mouth.
Right. It's called oral circumcision.
You know.
The Bible don't say nothing about oral circumcision. This is the wickedness of these devils, man. We try to tell you to your face, but you think we lying to you for some strange reason.
But they trying to make a fat, overweight, nothing to do black guy, all right, who was trying to get with a minor. They make him the worst thing ever. You know, they put him on Netflix, but not fucking Epstein. You know.
Right. Check this out.
And men like him. You know.
Okay. Even the best of goyim should all be killed. If a goy hits a Jew, he must be killed. Sanhedrin 58b and Solarim 15. Yabamoth 98a. All children of goyim are animals. They look at you as goyim. Okay? They look at you as property. You're an animal. They don't give a shit about you. Sanhedrin 57a. When a Jew murders, when a Jew murders a Gentile, there will be no death penalty. Okay? Check this shit out. Baba Meza 114b. Gentiles, goys are not humans, they are beasts. Okay? Sanhedrin 54b at the bottom. A Jew may have sex with a child as long as the child is less than 9 years old. Okay? Okay. Jews may use lies to circumvent a goy Gentile. Okay, so they can lie to your face. Right? Let's get some more on this side. I can't read, but alrighty. Sanhedrin 55b, right? A Jew, okay, a Jew may marry a 3-year-old girl, specifically 3 years old, in a day. Marriage in the Bible means to have sex with, okay?
They know that because they study the Torah.
Exactly. Sanhedrin 54b, a Jew may have sex with a child as long as that child is over 9 years old, right? Kethaboth 11b, when a grown-up man has intercourse with a little girl, it is nothing. This is what Donald Trump is depending on. This is the reason why Donald Trump had converted to Judaism in 2017. Let's read it again. Kethuboth 11b. When a grown-up man has intercourse with a little girl, it is nothing. For when the girl is less than 3 years old, it is as if one puts the finger into the eye. Tears come to the eye again and again, so does virginity come back to the little girl under 3 years old. When a small boy has intercourse with an older woman, with a grown-up woman, he makes her as a girl who is injured by a piece of wood. So if she has sex with a little boy, it's like her having sex with a dildo. Okay? Because ancient dildos were made out of wood back then.
Yeah. They didn't have rubber back then.
Right.
Or silicone, you know.
Thus, the Talmud teaches that having sex with a little girl of less than 3 years old in a day is of no more effect on her than if she gets poked in the eye, and her virginity will grow back again. Also, for an adult Jewish woman to seduce little boys, it's of no more consequence than if the Jewess had injured herself with a wooden object. Okay? This is the law of these Edomite Caucasian devils. This is what they push in their Talmudism and Judaism. If you accept Judaism, you are a fucking pervert. Okay?
And these are the people that he's talking about, man. All right? These people right here who artificially curl their sideburns, who shave the front part of their heads, all right, who wear these small hats, okay, on top of their head, all right. They call themselves JEWs, okay, all right. And they're the only people on earth, all right, who say they worship in buildings called synagogues, okay. No other Christians don't even say that, man.
Right.
All right?
Christians go to church. Buddhists go to a temple. Catholics go to a cathedral. Right? These Amalekites go to a synagogue.
This is Revelation 2 and 9. Then I'm going to read 3 and 9. Revelation 2 and 9. It says, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are of the synagogue of Satan.
Yep.
Verse Revelation 3 and 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee, the Israelites. Okay. All right. They're the only people that fit that description. All right, of the synagogue of Satan. All right. They say they're Jews, but are not. They're lying, man. Okay. They make their own Bible, their own book, the Talmud, which is literally them. That's why they study Torah. All right. Oh, we just got done studying Torah, and here they go. All right, bombing. All right, their neighbor, the Gaza people. Okay.
Right. Well, we just read that the Babylonian Talmud advocates for this madness.
And if you see,
it justifies their wickedness and what they're doing to the Palestinians.
And if you go on TikTok, you see these IDF soldiers. All right, they dance after they have a victory over pillaging and destroying innocent people, unarmed citizens, man.
Right.
All right. They dance like devils. All right. You know.
Right. They're goyim. That's in the eyes of these Talmudists. Mm-hmm. They're goyim, and goyim is no more effect than that of an animal or a beast. Okay, in the eyes of these animals, they don't have a soul. They don't have a conscience. They don't have anything. They're animals. Okay, and they're put down like animals. That's the reason why they're having this ethnic cleansing going on. Okay?
That's what they believe everybody is, all right? They believe in that, you know? Everybody deserves to be destroyed and subjected. 10,000 American lives equals one Israeli life. You know, that's what they believe, man. You know?
They honestly believe that. Okay? And that's you kill one of these Ish imposters, because Ish means like unto, or a copy of, a carbon copy, or like unto, or to be like unto. They're not the actual Jews of the Bible, okay? Because the word Jew comes from the word or the name of the tribe of Judah, right? If that's the case and they're God's people, where are the rest of the 12 tribes? Aren't you guys, like concerning biblical prophecy, aren't you supposed to be broke? Aren't you supposed to be destitute? Aren't you supposed to be ruled over with rigor by your enemies in the heathen nations in which you've been scattered into? I don't understand. How is it that all of you people are in one place, okay, and you're waiting on your false god? I don't understand that. I don't get it. And you advocate for everything that the Bible is against. See? Revelation chapter 6, verse 9. And when he opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar, the souls of them that were slain for the word of Yahweh and for the testimony which they held. And this is our testimony. Are we going to be under the altar, complaining to the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah? Right? The altar is the skies above, and we are under the skies above, right? Okay, and we're bitching and complaining. This is what we're saying. Revelation chapter 6, verse 10. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? Verse 11. and white robes were given unto every one of them. And it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season unto their fellow servants also, and their brethren that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled. Okay? So when these devils come against us to put us in FEMA camps under national emergency and state of national emergency and martial law, okay, that's exactly what they're going to do to us. Open up the Bible to, what do you call it, 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 68. And then, I think we've been out here for a couple of hours. We should be able to close up with that. I got 2 hours and 46 minutes. Ooh, wow, okay. You got 2 hours yet?
2 hours and 20 minutes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you was gone for that 20 minutes to go get the other. Okay, so, and during that 20 minutes, you know, them kids came up, and I was out here breaking all these different signs down. Okay, go ahead.
2nd Ezra 16 and 16?
16 and 68.
68, okay. It says, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you being idle with things offered unto idols. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision, and in reproach, and trodden under foot. For there shall be in every place, and in the next cities, a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord.
Exactly. So the only people that fear the Lord, like it says in Revelation chapter 6, verse 9, was under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of Yahweh and for the testimony which they hold. That's our testimony. Okay? We fear the Most High God, and we keep His commandments to the best of our ability. We know, we admit we can't keep them all perfectly. It's impossible. But we're trying, and we do the best we can. The blood of Yahweh will cover us where we make our mistakes. We're going to make mistakes. People make mistakes all the time. Nobody's perfect. That's what the blood does. It covers us. It doesn't cover everybody on the planet.
Verse 71, it's like a...
Go ahead.
Verse 71, it goes more into it. Says, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord.
All right. So during the Jacob's trouble, like it says in Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7, alas, for that day is great, so that there is none like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he, being the elect of the house of Israel, shall be saved out of it. Those that have that the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai has the foreknowledge chosen beforehand to receive this salvation that we're speaking about. Okay, that have already been called the elect of the house of Israel. These individuals are the ones that are going to be saved. That's it. Everybody else is going to be left here melted. 2/3 of our people are going to be cut off and die. But a third part shall be left therein, as it is written in Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. Right? But those of us that stand up for the word of the Most High and the testimony of Yahweh Shai, which is the spirit of prophecy, those individuals are the elect of the house of Israel. Go to John chapter 17, verse 5. Because in the book of John chapter 17, verse 5, goes into a greater detail as to who these individuals are, the elect. Like it says in Isaiah 45 and 4, for Jacob, my servant's sake, and Israel, mine elect. It also says the same thing in Isaiah chapter 42, verse 1. Behold, my servant whom I uphold, mine elect, in whom my soul delighteth. I have put my spirit upon him. He shall bring forth judgment to the Gentiles. Right? Verse 6, Isaiah 42 and 6. I, the Lord, have called thee in righteousness, and will hold thine hand, and will keep thee, and give thee for a covenant of the people, for a light of the Gentiles, to open the blinds of the blind eyes, to bring out the prisoners from the prison, and them that sit in darkness out of the prison house. Right? Isaiah 42 and 9. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare before they spring forth, I tell you of them. That's the reason why the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, sent forth his servants, the prophets, rising us up early and sending us to our people to tell them that it is time for them to turn back to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua to the east and seek his face and repent from all of your sins. And the blood of Yahushua will cover them. But they won't hear us. They won't listen to us. Go for it, brother.
John 17:5. It says, "And now, O Father, glorify thou me with thine own self, with the glory which I had with thee before the world was. I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world. Thine they were, and thou gavest them me, and they have kept thy word. Now they have known that all things whatsoever thou hast given me are of thee. For I have given unto them the words which thou gavest me, and they have received them, and have known surely that I came out from thee, and they have believed that thou didst send me. I pray for them, I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine, and all mine are thine, and all thine are mine, and I am glorified in them. And now I am no more in the world, but these are in the world, and I come to thee, Holy Father, Yahweh, keep through thine own name those whom thou hast given me."
Exactly. And that's what we're hoping for. We're hoping that we're of the hopeful elect that the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua gave to Yahushua in order to make kings and priests. Okay? That we are of the elect. That the Most High will give us an unction. He will give us a break. The covenant will pass on to us. Because it's already written that it would. If you go to the book of Ecclesiasticus, the book of Sirach, chapter 44, verse 19, it states that Abraham was a great father of many people, and glory was there none like unto him, who kept the law of the Most High and was in covenant with him. He established the covenant in his flesh, and when he was proved, he was found faithful. Ecclesiasticus, the book of Sirach, chapter 44, verse 21. Therefore he assured him by an oath that he would bless the nations in his seed, and that he would multiply him as the dust of the earth, and exalt his seed as the stars, and cause them to inherit from sea to sea, and from the river unto the uttermost part of the land. Verse 22. With Isaac did he establish likewise for Abraham his father's sake the blessing of all men, and the covenant, and made it rest upon the head of Jacob. He acknowledged him in his blessing, and gave him an heritage, and divided his portions among the 12 tribes. Did he part them? Get Genesis chapter 35, verse 9. This is where the Most High Yahweh in Genesis chapter 35, verse 9, had came down from heaven in the face of Jacob and gave the blessing to Jacob.
Genesis 35 and 9. And Yahweh appeared unto Jacob again when he came out of Padanaram, and blessed him. And Yahweh said unto him, Thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel. Yasharallah shall be thy name. And he called his name Israel, Yasharallah. And Yahweh said unto him, I am God Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations shall be of thee, and kings shall come out of thy loins. And the land which I gave Abraham and Isaac to thee, I will give it into thy seed. After thee will I give the land.
Exactly. See, he acknowledged him in his blessing and gave him an heritage and divided his portions, and among the 12 tribes did he part them. So the seed after Jacob are his 12 sons, the 12 sons of Jacob, which are the 12 tribes of Israel. So the covenant is passed on from Abraham unto Isaac unto Jacob. Okay, it is not passed on from Isaac to Esau, because it was already accomplished and already chosen in the spirit before either Jacob or Esau were born, who was going to have the covenant and who was going to be the servant. As it is written, the elder shall serve the younger. Did not Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, come out first red all over like a hairy garment? Isn't he the only one that can't stand the sunlight, direct sunlight, without being sunburnt, without his skin turning bright red? What the fuck? We tell you the truth to your face, you get mad about it. We're reading it out of the Bible. The Bible set up prophets. Before the destruction of any kingdom, he always sends forth his servants, the prophets. He did it during the Persian, the Medo-Persian Empire with Ezra and Nehemiah, Job. Okay, during the last part of the Persian Empire with Jonah the prophet. Okay, during the Babylonian captivity, he had Daniel, he had Habakkuk. You see? Okay, during the latter part of the Grecian Empire, he had Malachi. You see? Okay, or the last prophet before the Grecian Empire was Malachi. Okay, and then they take out the Bible, the books out of the Bible that pertain unto the uncircumcision and the circumcision that were created during the Grecian captivity of the Israelites. They take out that entire 425-year history. That's the reason why the Bible goes from the book of Malachi straight to Matthew. There's an entire 16 or 18 books that are missing. Remember, in 1859, they set up a group of men called the Biblical Destruction Group, ran by Mort Steinschneider. And this individual and these individuals, they took out the Apocryphal books and they took books out of the Holy Bible. What is the punishment for taking words out of the Bible and adding to? Revelation chapter 22, verse 18. Okay. Let's read it. Edomite savages, the Son of God is coming to kill you bastards. He ain't coming to save you. Fuck you. This is your heaven. You already on top. You got it all. White privilege, white supremacy. You can call the police on us and have us put to death. We call the police on you, they'll just tell you to keep it down. You get a slap on the wrist. This is your heaven, devil. That's okay. The Son of God is destroying your heaven before your face. Read it, brother.
Revelation 22 and 19. And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, God, Yahweh, shall take away his part out of the book of life and out of the holy city and from the things which are written in this book. He which testifieth these things saith, surely I come quickly. Amen. Even so come Lord Yahweh Shai. All right.
Okay. So if you take anything out of the prophecies of this book, the plagues that are written in the book will be added unto you. Remember, you bastards are going into slavery. Get Psalms chapter 149, verses 6 through 9. You're going into slavery. Okay? There's nothing you can do about that.
Psalms 146.
No, 149, verse 6.
It says, let the high praises of God, Yahweh, be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord.
Right? Revelation chapter 13, verse 9. If any man hath an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Revelation chapter 13, verses 9 and 10. There's nothing you can do about it, you Edomite devils. The Son of God is coming to put your ass in chains. You got to go down. Nothing can be done about it. Right? Jeremiah 16, verse 16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them, who are the elect of the house of Israel, whom the Most High chose, pre-foreordained before the foundation of the earth was. Okay? Those individuals are who we search for. And after, I will send for many hunters. This is after the Most High gives us spiritual power, where it says in the Zechariah chapter 12, verse 8, right? The Most High will defend Jerusalem, and those that are feeble among the Israelites shall be as David. And we all know that King David broke a bow of steel on his arm that had the feet of hinds feet. What is a hind? A deer. A deer is pretty sure and fleet-footed, right? Meaning they run pretty fast. Okay? Okay? Not only did he give King David invulnerability and invincibility, but he also gave him the ability to leap over a wall. That's where the ideology of Superman came from. Leap over tall buildings in a single bound. They got that from King David.
Run through a troop.
Right, to run through a troop. Having to feet his hinds feet. Faster than a speeding bullet. Okay, the power to run through a troop. More powerful than a locomotive.
What kind of people, all right, are mainly running backs in the NFL, man? All right, it is blacks, okay?
The power to run through a troop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Look at Adrian Peterson. Look at Sislaki.
Go ahead.
Look at Adrian Peterson. Look at Barry Sanders. Look at Jim Brown. Okay. All right. Gale Sayers. All right. Gary Payton. You know, able to run through a troop if it be through them or around them. You know? Or just juking them. You know, it's always the blacks. You know. Yeah, you got some white running backs because they're black.
Yeah, they got to be partial.
Yeah.
But they don't get very far in yardage.
Yeah.
Okay. And after I will send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. So all of you Edomite elites that's got these deep underground bunkers, okay, where you got food and water and first aid kits and all of that shit stored up, who do you think is coming to dig your ass out? Okay? The Most High is going to give us spiritual power. Okay, and we're going to be hunters and dig your ass out of the holes and out of the caves of the rocks. Right? Out of those underground bunkers. You can't hide from the Lord. You done caused all these problems and destroyed entire nationalities and nations of people and caused war, rape, murder, and pillage and bloodshed. And then you're going to go into a goddamn bunker and hide like a little bitch after all this bullshit that you done caused? Really? But you're so proud to be an American. You're so goddamn tough with a gun. What happens when the rabbit gets the gun? Huh? What happens when the rabbit outnumber you 40-1 and everybody's got a gun? Yeah, you got a lot of guns and bullets, but you ain't got enough fingers to pull the goddamn trigger. What you gonna do then?
Look what happened to the Native Americans, all right, when they had a gun, when they had horses, you know? All right, even before they had a gun, the Native Americans were fucking you Edomites up, you white people up, man. You Edomites, by a miracle, all right, invented the Gatling gun, all right, to fuck up these Native Americans and put them under subjection. If it wasn't for that, you know.
Right? Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 17, for mine eyes are upon all their ways, they are not hid from my face, neither is their iniquity hid from mine eyes. Let's go over here to the book of Psalms, chapter 10, verse 2. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor, let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. What devices have they imagined against the children of Israel? The thief cometh not before to steal, kill, and to destroy, right? So what devices do they have? FEMA camps, prisons, detention facilities, weapons, guns, and drones, robots, right? For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth. What is the definition of abhorreth? Okay, strong dislike. The Most High God strongly dislikes you Edomites. What are you pissed off about? It's biblical. You have a biblical hatred for his people, so he's got a biblical hatred for you. You try to claim Abraham. You try to claim cheese and rice. Cheese and rice ain't finna save you when you covered up his face to look like you, to give you an advantage over all other nations. This is how low and base you are as a race, and you're mad at us for nothing. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after Yahweh. Yahweh is not in all his thoughts. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. And that's exactly what you Edomite Caucasians do. You stick your chest out and talk shit behind the backs of your enemies, while your enemies are getting ready to cut your fucking head off, to burn your houses, to hang your ass from a tree. Jacob's trouble is not going to happen the way you plan it. That's what we're reading. It's going to happen in reverse because of the innumerable multitude of people that stand against you. You do not have enough fingers to pull the trigger. You are outnumbered 50 to 1 everywhere. And there's nothing you can do about it. Hide in the bunker. We're going to dig your ass out. Okay? Don't panic. He has said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit, and fraud is under his tongue. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. All you people know how to do is tell a lie. Right? He sitteth in the lurking places of the villagers, and the secret places doth he murder the innocent. That's how you murder the innocent. And the Epstein files. The Most High has made it plain upon tables now. Get Jeremiah 49 and 10 on his ass. The Most High has made you bare. He has uncovered your secret places. Okay? In the secret places doth he murder the innocent. Who are the innocent? Little children, babies. You drink their blood, you sacrifice them to your false god Ashtaroth and Molech. The Most High is going to destroy you for that shit. You will never rise again. Go for it, brother.
Jeremiah 49 and 10. For I have made Esau bare, I've uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. I leave thy fatherless children, I will preserve them alive, and let thy widows trust in me.
Right? Like it says in Job chapter 27, verse 11, their widows shall not weep at your death, you Edomites. They can't stand your ass. Most of the time, your own white women, they don't like you Edomite Caucasians. They all over TikTok, Instagram, and Messenger bitching and complaining about your supremacist ideology and your behavior amongst your children, trying to perpetuate hatred for nothing against the people that have no ability to fight back. So the Most High is going to exterminate you people as a race. It's called thermonuclear destruction from intercontinental ballistic thermonuclear missiles. What are you mad about? You're going to be the one that pushed the button. Look at Bibi Malakowski, a.k.a. Benjamin Netanyahu. The Samson option.
Esther.
Okay?
Operation Esther.
Yeah, Operation Esther. Okay? You're going to have to pay for all of this wickedness that you've committed on the face of the earth.
It's lucky, but the Samson option, you know.
The Samson option, yeah.
press the button at all costs. You know,
right?
If push comes to shove, press the button. You know,
Right? If push come to shove, press the button. That's the wickedness of you Edomite Caucasian devils. Okay?
We're saying push it, man. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, push the button. You destroy your own kingdom, dumbass.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Round us up, man. Put us in the FEMA camps. Come on, man. Hurry up.
Right.
I'm tired of this shit.
Because the faster that you come against the children of Israel to put your hands on us, the faster the Son of God is going to come through the sky to put his hands on you. Checkmate. And ain't nothing you can do. Psalms chapter 10, verse 8. His eyes are privately set against the poor. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth into his net. He croucheth and humble himself that the poor may fall by his strong ones. That's what happened with Nolan Wells. Right? They humbled it and crouched themselves before Nolan. He trusted them, and then his strong ones took him out. Okay? Get Isaiah chapter 33, verse 1. Right? This goes further into the Samson option. And then we're going to close out on Revelation. We're going to close out on Revelation. Chapter 6, verse 12 to the end of chapter. Go for it, man.
Isaiah 33:1. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dwelt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled, and when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee.
Exactly. And that's what's going to happen to you. All of these heathen nations are in the process of dealing treacherously with you Edomite Caucasian devils. Okay? The Arabs of Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, and Turkey have signed a NATO-like agreement. A mutual understanding agreement. And they have something similar to the Article 5 of NATO. In the NATO Article 5, it states that if one of the nations in the NATO nations are attacked, then all nations, it's their duty to respond. It's the same thing, okay, with Pakistan, Turkey, and Saudi Arabia. Pakistan has nuclear weapons. Saudi Arabia has the financial backing, okay, and Turkey has the military force on the ground, okay, with ground and air force weapons. Okay, so these devils, okay, the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah is going to force these devils' hand to come against the new the Muslim pact, okay, in the Islamic nations, and then they're going to act right against the Israelis. Those imposters over there calling themselves Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan, that say that they are Jews and are not, but do lie. They're not God's chosen people. You're going to shoot a little baby in the fucking head? You're going to shoot an 11-year-old girl in the face? How the fuck are you God's chosen people? God's chosen people, they're warriors, would never harm a baby or a woman. Okay? But you goddamn Edomite Caucasians will kill every goddamn thing that move. That's the reason why the Son of God is coming to kill your ass. He ain't coming to save you. Fuck you. This is your heaven. You got white privilege, white supremacy. You got credit. You got big ass houses way out in the goddamn suburbs, rural route areas. You got huge swaths of land, acres.
Got land.
This is your heaven. So the Most High is coming to bring you down from your lofty perch. Like it says in Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell therein. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil hath come down unto you, having great wrath, because he know he hath but a short time. So you devils are finished. It's just a matter of time. Revelation chapter 6, Verse 12, and I beheld, and when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs. The stars of heaven are ICBM thermonuclear warheads. When they come back in through the atmosphere, they're on fire. So from the ground looking up, it looked like falling stars. When she is shaken of a mighty wind, and the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together. So after these stars, these ICBM thermonuclear warheads impact the ground, this is what happens. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together. And every mountain and island were moved out of their places. So every place on the earth, every island, every continent, every nation are going to get hit with these ICBM thermonuclear warheads and be moved out of its place, out of its foundations. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, who shall be able to stand? Okay? So you devils got it coming. You've had the best of everything. The fatness of the earth, the dew of heaven from above, and to live and die by the sword. Right? But the Most High put you in a trick bag. Revelation chapter 13, verse 9, or verse 10. Let's read it again. Right? He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. So the Most High gave you Edomite Caucasians the blessing of the sword, but now he's saying that you must be killed by the sword. Okay? And what's the greatest sword on the face of the earth? Right? We went into it in Isaiah chapter 54, verse 16, where the Most High created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire. Right?
The weapon of mass destruction.
These weapons of mass destruction are thermonuclear missiles. Intercontinental ballistic thermonuclear missiles that are going to burn up your precious America.
Yeah, God bless America. That's what the God of the Bible is going to bless America with. He's going to gift it, all right,
With death.
with 200 million intercontinental ballistic thermonuclear missiles, man.
Yep.
Okay?
You sure finna get burnt the fuck up.
That's the blessing of God upon America. All
Right? Let's go over here and get Isaiah. I'm gonna go over here and get Isaiah chapter 34, verse 8. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. Zion is the memorial of Israel, and the memorial of Israel are the Israelites. Those of us that call upon the true name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai with one consent, willingly, to keep his law, statutes, and commandments. And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch. It shall not be quenched, night nor day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever from generation to generation. It shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever. Okay, you got something to say, brother?
Oh, I'm looking for the precept that I just roughly paraphrased.
Okay,
The 200,000 horsemen.
right. 200 million missiles, right there. Is that what you're looking for?
Yep.
Revelation 9 and 16.
I thought it was in the Old Testament. All right, and I didn't pull that number out of my behind, man. This is the Bible. All right, Revelation 9 and 16. It says, and the number of the army of the horsemen. This isn't talking about an actual horseman army, okay? It's talking parabolically, man, metaphorically.
Right.
Okay, you got to have a spiritual eyes, all right, and mind to understand the scriptures, the Bible.
Right. Now the horseman he's referring to is make a reference into horsepower. The only horsepower that could use a thrusting mechanism away from the gravitational force of the earth is in the back of a missile or at the back of a projectile that would force, thrust, and horsepower from the back of it to propel it in a forward motion. So when we say horsemen, that the brother's going off into, okay, the horsemen are the missiles themselves. Go for it.
That's why in the cars, the engines are the pistons. They do a circular motion just like a horse's, like you know how horses, you know, run. They go like this. That's what looks like when you look in the engine. That's what it looks like. You know, they go like this.
Right.
You know?
On the crankshaft.
And they do what? How do they move? By combustion. All right, by igniting fire. Okay, and that's the same with the missiles, nuclear missiles. All right, you spark a fire with fuel, and it has fuel in itself. So all you have to do is spark the fire by pressing the button. Bang! Just like a car, you press the button. These push starts, you press it. All right, it ignites the fire, and it has a bunch of fuel to last it all the way to go around the earth to destroy whatever it wants to destroy, man. All right, horsepower. That's why the brother brought that out. All right, and that is spiritual. All right. Revelation 9:16, and the number of the army of the horsemen, all right, we just explained what the horsemen are, were 200,000. So when you multiply 200,000 by another 1,000, that's 200 million. And I heard the number of them, okay? That's how many nuclear missiles, thermonuclear missiles are going to hit America, okay? And it says, and thus I saw the horses in the vision, and they that sat on them, okay? That having breastplates of fire and of jacinth and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were the heads of lions. Okay, and what is that talking about? All right, the heads of these horsemen were heads of a lion. All right, that's talking about the sparks coming out from the back end of it. When you look straight at a missile coming right at you, you can see the fire from around it, like and when you look at so you can go on Google, type in a lion, all right, a fire lion. All right, and it's going to use the mane as fire around the head, you know. All right. It says, and out of the mouths issued fire, smoke, and brimstone. So when it hits the ground, what happens when a nuclear missile hits the ground? A thermonuclear missile hits destruction, fire, brimstone, and smoke. Okay. By these three was the third part of men killed by fire, and by the smoke, and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths. Okay? And we went into earlier, the third part of men is who? Esau, Edom, the nation of Edom, the wicked that the Bible speaks of, the border of wickedness, which is who? What does he look like? He looks like the white man, because he is the white man. Okay? He's the one that created the weapon of mass destruction. He's going to destroy himself with that same weapon. He's the one that pollutes the whole earth. All right, he's the one that rapes little children. All right, that's the white man. He does that. All right.
Yep.
Look at the Epstein files. All right, and the Epstein files is just the tip of the iceberg of the wickedness he does. It still does. All right. Okay. So you know that's the precept, the scripture that I was referencing, man. You know. All right, and if you refute that, if you think that's talking about something else, then go. Okay, awesome. All right, live the rest of your life thinking that. All right, because the end of your life, you're gonna realize that we're speaking the truth to you, man. Okay, we ain't making this shit up, man. We're not fantasizing the Bible, or we would have made our own book of Enoch. All right, we would have made the book of of Clarence. The book of Clarence.
Right.
Because that's what these other books do. They pull out the scriptures and make their whole new book out of it. But yeah, man, we went.
Yeah, man. But yeah, that's it. That's all we had to say. We had tried to explain to the people what's going on as they walk by, where they pass by, in the hopes that they would be interested in hearing the words of the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, and they're not interested. So all we can do is pray for their souls, but we know that the Most High is not going to hear anything that they say. One more scripture, and then we're going to close out. I can't help it, y'all. I told you. Jeremiah, chapter 11. Okay, verse 14. Therefore pray not thou for this people, neither lift up a cry for them, for I will not hear them in the time that they cry unto me for their trouble. What hath my beloved to do in mine house, seeing she hath wrought lewdness with many, and the holy flesh is passed from thee? When thou doest evil, then thou rejoicest. The Lord called thy name a green olive tree, fair and of a goodly fruit. With the noise of a great tumult he hath kindled fire upon it, and the branches of it are broken. For the Lord of hosts that planted that tree hath pronounced evil against thee, for the evil of the house of Israel and of the house of Judah, which have done against themselves, to provoke me to anger in offering incense unto Baal. So our people go to church and worship Sister Borgia. The modern day Baal, Peor, is what you call cheese and cheese and rice, or cheese and crackers. Okay? You know, I hate the name. I hate saying it because now I know the definition of it, where it was come, who created it, why it was created, and for what purpose it was behind it, which was a nefarious, insidious plot to further the wickedness of Esau, Edom, on the subjugation of the children of Israel. I don't want nothing more to do with it. But anyway, we're going to turn to the east. Call halal Yahweh,
Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakak Wadash.
Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for pushing 100% truth and rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that have been scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom.
Shalom. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbat.